constraints. You can't see all of it.
This is true. You told me that you saw Goichi versus Filipino Man.
Yeah, it was in the first game. I don't know what happened.
The reason why he is playing first is because he is playing 2 games simultaneously. He's in Pokken.
Oh yeah, he won it in the final round.
Apparently, these sneaky overseas players from Japan have been practicing this game.
That game is really good.
But he has a double duty. Rest assured that they are playing on the streams or the recording station, so we will have that action somewhere on.
Yeah, no, you can watch it if you want later. Yeah. Anyway, up first, Filipino Champ and XSK Samurai, 2 of the best players in NorCal. 2 very interesting styles. After that, we're going to have CJ Truth versus Daigo. We'll talk about who else is in this top 64 when we get a little break here. But
I recall these 2 are sparring partners.
They do play a lot. Yeah, they don't live very close to each other, but Mikey does make the drive up there sometimes. And they play online, certainly. So they're both going to know the matchup really well. Yeah, great reaction. And I really like Mikey's style as Ryu in this game. I think it fits his Ryu style really well. He has a fundamentals / brawler style Ryu. Even in Street Fighter 4 it was like that. And I feel like that's exactly what the character is. Wow, sick. The little walk back.
Traditionally, he's played whatever character Daigo was playing. I remember he was switching to Eva Ryu in 4 and also Ryu as well. But here in CEO, he was talking to Tokido for some Ryu advice.
That makes sense.
What was that?
Yeah, I feel that so far Tokido has been the apex of Street Fighter 5 Ryu.
In his latest interview, he felt that he was very deserving of whatever sponsorships because he was pulling the most weight.
Yeah. Well, I'm with that. All right. We're going to see what Fchamp gets out of this, if anything. It might just be spacing, might just be positioning. Oh, from the front. Okay. No, the screw up on the air teleport.
Rare miss from the Bud Light All-Star.
And just hanging out there, just in case, is XSK Samurai. He can punish things with super. He can punish things with activate. Oh, that might be... Friend, that could have been super. Whoa! It's all right. He's in Denjin. No big deal. Oh, of course.
That was a huge gamble. Umehara-esque.
And now XSK Samurai, I think he's just trying to convince Fchamp to do something silly. He's got a lot of time. He doesn't need to go in, but it's unlikely, I think, that Fchamp is going to make some big error. But you never know. So you play it safely.
There it is. Wow, that's a the fuzzy guard is a punish.
Yeah, he could have just pressed stand medium kick or something. Yeah. You don't need that. But it's pretty stylish, I guess. I always liked how XSK Samurai played Ryu versus Dawson back in the previous games. Very fundamentals, you know, but good times for jumps. Understands the jump ranges like that, the jump timings.
Wow, that is interruptible by that slide. Very nice. I noticed that Samurai has been doing jab, Shoryuken. Whatever could that be? What function do you think that serves?
Not super punishable. I mean, like Dawson's gonna get a medium kick. Alright, can he get something up close? Yeah, start maybe. Trying to fish or something.
Frame perfect.
Oh, and again! Ooh. Overhead, of course. No view reversal. Gonna let him toast. That's the intention.
I like that helicopter.
Really?
Buttons with a purpose. You knew that Fchamp was going to stick out a limb.
But this is what I mean about him having good jump timings and being able to take up good safe spots on screen in a matchup where it's not always easy to find those.
So just as the Street Fighter Crash girls probably had the same plastic surgeon, I believe these 2 players share the same barber. I had to say so myself.
A little bit of pressure and then kind of backing off. I've seen a lot of Ryu's mash on the sweep against him, and it's really smart. So one of the adaptations that Sims are making, and you can see Fchamp doing it, is being in the air a lot more. He's not really pressing medium kick, medium punch on the ground, because those are sweepable, those are crushable. Whereas the stuff he's doing from the air, you know, he's not taking up super active space, he's not dealing white life, but you're not susceptible either.
And I do like the offensive, the jump forward Tatsumaki to get in.
Ooh,
wow,
okay.
These parries are so good.
Yeah. Just move the opponent backward. Try to get into the corner. That's what Mikey's looking for. And now we have a pretty even situation, but okay. Pressure maybe? No.
Whereas a lot of characters have already sort of been figured out. It seems like the next step of the evolution of Ryu is to incorporate the parry into the game.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big part of it.
Oh, what are these frame kills.
Yeah, there's a frame kill in case of quick rise.
Gosh. Had he blocked that, he would have eaten perhaps a critical.
Could have.
But Tokido has, you know, we saw that it's pretty difficult to hit on the juggle, so.
Again, those ranges are perfect. Nice meaty.
Show us that definitely, that jump back heavy kick was not a coincidence in the first round, but done with.
This navigation by Samurai I'm just really impressed by. At ranges where Sim has some strength, he tends to be pretty patient. He tends to move at smart spots.
Good block there.
No parry there. Very interesting. There it is, this time.
He's hitting them so low.
Into what? Can he get a mix-up? Yes!
And that's a pretty good payoff for him if he hits it. There's not going to be a crush counter on the drill. Look at that, and the fake.
That's what he needs.
He faked it out.
That's what he needs right there.
The Shingon. Wow, and he's even looking at him almost as a sign of recognition that, all right.
They do know each other well, and you can see that that there are little baits like that. That you're right. A lot of Sims, or a lot of Ryus, haven't really incorporated much of the parry yet. We're starting to see it now, but Fchamp already knows about how that goes. Like having played against XSK Samurai before, he knows how to bait it out.
And I do like how Mikey is locked in. Fchamp is much more animated on the stick, but Mikey is just focused on the opposite side, not really paying him any mind, despite the glances over from Panda Global's Fchamp. I've
always been impressed by Mikey's mindset in all the games that he's played. He's been good in all of them. He always picks a fundamentals type character. In Marvel 3 it was Magneto. In this game it's Ryu. Previous game it's Evil Ryu or Ryu. That's the kind of thing he likes because he excels at it.
Alright, they switch to now Fchamp with the home court advantage on the stage. Will it change the result though?
With the best of the two default colors, IMO. Alright, we are seeing more offense this time.
Quick question, is Fchamp playing Marvel in this tournament? Or has he shifted his entire focus on the Street Fighter V?
I don't think he's entered Marvel in the last couple of majors. Yeah, I think it's just SF5.
You saw Fchamp try to bait out the parry using the heavy kick drill.
Jump roundhouse, and he confirms it. Interesting, I can't believe there was no block there, and that was a super convincing round.
We're just receiving word that he did actually indeed enter Marvel.
Oh, he did?
Perhaps his time of practice has been separated too thin.
Yeah.
He finds himself on game point.
I had heard he'd only been playing this game, but...
Oh, no! Wow, nice punish.
Yeah, well done.
Ah, there's the bait. But again, no crush counter, despite a missed parry. So relatively low risk is that Shingon. Nice.
Some white life there, but in general it's been tough for him to do. You know, it's like I said, it's hard to pressure Ryu with normals on the ground considering sweep is so strong. Yeah, just like that. And so as a result, as Sim, you want to be in the air, and that's nice. You're not going to get hit there, but you're not actively dealing white life, and white life is such an important part of his game.
Nice sneak throw. I feel like the matchup changes considerably if the Ryu is competent in parry.
Oh, yeah.
So that TK legs for Chun-Li is rendered useless. So too are we seeing the Yoga Spear drill game from Fchamp just nullified by this stellar pairing from Samurai.
Just beautiful play.
And that was a nice combo ender, but now the meta for Ryu is the end most of the combos when you're not looking for damage for Oki. So you see Tokido ending it with short Tatsu, which gives him a safe jump after. So he's trying to incorporate some of that Vortex game that he is familiar with, that he is famous for developing from 4. We thought that it was extinct then, and bring it into 5. Who is this? Daigo Mimhara, who plays with the PSN meme. I have to ask him about that. Like, what is that?
Is it meme or is it me?
Well,
I always wondered.
The fact that it could be... What if the meme is that it is Mimi or Meme?
It's very mimetic.
Is that the adjective for meme?
Yeah.
Is it not memeful or mesmerizing or... Okay.
Maybe I'm making it up. I'm not really sure. I've heard that word before, though.
Webster.
So this is CJ Truth versus Daigo. Expect Karen versus Ryu. After this, we'll be looking for Infiltration against Snake Eyes. Winner's side. We'll be looking for Tokido against Arturo Sanchez. Winner's side. We'll be looking for Nuki against L.I. Joe. Ooh. We'll be looking for Haitani against Wolfkrone. That is a back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back that I can't wait to see. Oh, and I didn't even mention the rest. Mono versus Punko. Mago versus IFC Yipes. Nuckledu versus PR Rog. Almost every one of those matches. And then Chang versus Sonicfox. This is a pretty solid tournament we have here. That's something you're always looking for out of CEO. It's one of the big ones in the entire year. Internationals show up, North Americans show up. It's a practice for EVO next month. People come here to see how they're doing.
Notable absentees include Fudo and Hsien from the Razor squad, but aside from those two, everyone here has shown up in full effect.
So I talked with CJ before the tournament started. He said he hasn't really been playing the game super much. He's been doing life things as a youngster. And
adolescence.
Well, he's a full-blown late teen now.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's 19.
Okay.
So he's no longer a little kid. Stupendous apparently beats Xiaohai.
Wow.
Just got note of that. So feast on that.
CJ Truth.
That didn't go well at all.
Nothing but the truth. Nothing but the perfect there at Daigo's first round.
So he tried the jumping in and it was just not working at all. There's a lot of implied control right there for Ryu with the down strong with the fireball, but I like how CJ Truth's adapting to this right now. It's good.
On the Independence Day 2 set, showing again that America's still free to the beast, at least in that first round. But he's mounting.
Yeah, we're seeing some changes here out of CEO's CJ Truth, so it's not going like the first round, certainly. I don't know if he's going to end up taking it, but I do like that he's changed up the play a little bit.
This corner pressure withstanding beating and these normals, these stubby normals, keeping her.
It's a really interesting choice, yeah. And he would have had another EX just in case. But I really like that sort of weird staggered pressure. When you're lining up against Daigo, maybe you're looking for a strong fireball game, and that's, I think, what CJ Truth learned from the first round. Okay, fireball DP game's there. Got it. All right. I'm going to try something else. And immediately Daigo had a solution to that, which was put him in the corner. Button.
Asking who Twitch this is. Apparently CJ Truth is his Twitch. All right. Now, interesting enough, the Japanese team was OCV'd by Hsien, who was playing Karin yesterday.
Oh, really?
It was a 0-3 annihilation of a rather strong squad.
What was the squad?
I think it was a New York team, but Hsien just wiped him out. It was Kazunoko plus Onuki plus Daigo.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Which, I mean, for all intents and purposes, is probably the one of the strongest teams that you could assemble. They were dismantled by a very
Hsien is very good. Yeah.
Former Yang player.
Like the movement into the corner. We saw how strong his corner control is in the last round, so keep it up. Yeah, it's very similar looking. The movement is unpredictable. The buttons are hard to get a grasp on. CJ Truth really fishing for things, but the white life, that's so much. That was 200 damage in gray life right there.
Daigo has been exerting corner pressure on people longer than CJ Truth has been alive. We've seen him do this in Turbo.
Yeah.
And he's just doing it in the latest iteration.
What? Oh, we've seen. Look, he's almost the only Ryu I've seen do that, and it's works. I would say 90% of the time that I've seen him try it out.
The helicopter apparently, the helicopter kick is stronger than that Air Force plane, the fighter pilot.
Well, it beats throw. It beats the jump back throw tech as well. So it's got a couple good things going for it that few things have. Pressure from Daigo.
And a lot of characters cannot punish it. So he can do Tatsu as an option with impunity. And what are you going to do as Karin?
I think she gets strong. Yeah, I think you block it and you
hit him in the air.
Do strong, something like that.
Yeah, risk reward in favor of that.
So CJ Truth has learned the lesson to never jump, and I like that he's not jumping much, but it's an option you have to keep in your back pocket just in case. Daigo's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the mid-range. Any view reversal? No. There it is.
Ooh, okay.
Super's on deck for both! Of course. There, that could have been it. That could have been it.
Oh my goodness, the hit confirmed.
It was it. You know, interesting, just before we get off Daigo, Canadian Nakali lets us know that in an interview, Daigo said that it's pronounced May, as in the second syllable of Umehara.
Wow, that is pretty trollish. That's...
I like it.
Meme-tacular. Meme-erific. If anyone knows, if you're from the families of Merriam or Webster, or even from the Oxford Dictionary, please let us know. What is the adjective of meme? Because Daigo, I think, is the embodiment of it.
Filipino Man apparently lost 2-1 to Goichi. Like I said, they were playing earlier.
Okay.
2-1, 2-1. Up next, you can see the pairing. It's going to be Infiltration versus Snake Eyez. And Snake Eyez, I'm not sure. Well, to be fair, I'm not sure who either one of these players is going to bring out. We've seen Nash a lot from Infiltration, but lately we've seen Alex too. And out of Snake Eyez, lately we've seen Ryu, but also Alex, and not so much Zangief. So there's a few different options that we could get here in terms of matchups.
I think this is a pretty good draw, though, for Infiltration. He is the lone Razor warrior out here. This time making the trip out to Orlando without his compatriots and team members, Wude and Hsien. So if this team is going to do damage, it all rests on Oppa Infiltration.
Well, is there anybody better? Anybody's shoulders you would rather have?
From that team?
Well, just in general. There are bets going around.
Really?
Infiltration versus the field. That's a popular one this weekend.
He's actually admitted that the gap has been closed.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. I'm on the field side, but that said, I think he has the best individual chance. I think he's the best individual favorite.
Whoa. Is this a bolt-on check?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm looking at the players right now, and Infiltration's face is like, yeah, let's do this. He's doing a little shaky hands thing before things get going.
Wait, who?
As he does. So, Ryu has been the character of choice lately for Snake Eyez. Let's see if that is what we have. Yes. And for real? Yes. Razor Infiltration with Bang. Why? But okay. Let's see how it goes.
Can we check that Hsien is not playing in the background with a wireless PS4 controller? This is some crazy channeling of his teammate. Okay, we're gonna get a punish. Does he have the full punish? Yes, he does. Oh, match! Triple heavy punch. Lobbing those purple tennis balls. Whoa, he just stood late there.
You don't have to move, yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, you can just hang. You can throw Nishikyu if you want out of it.
Okay.
So Snake Eyez now can pressure. He plays a very brawler style Ryu. It's very similar to how he played Evil Ryu in SF4. He wants to get in. He wants to do damage. It's not so much a fireball zoning game. Ooh. I think that's plus. Gotta respect.
Hsien have been hanging out too much.
It's an interesting choice. Oh, yeah, reaction! God. What's he got? What? Stand jab?
That is one of his fastest moves, and Infiltration knows that he got by, but the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, he really did. That stand jab right there is a 4-framer. It's not among the fastest in the game, but for this character, it's his fastest tool.
So Infiltration did get a good look of this matchup in Shanghai.
Oh,
there was that Invitational. So you saw Hsien play against Daigo. Perhaps now he's using all that knowledge in this matchup against Snake Eyez.
You know, to be fair, I feel like Fang has a better matchup against Ryu than he does against many other characters. But if the Ryu knows some of the solutions, then it can be tough too. When he's throwing these up balls and when he has the mine down underneath him, you can actually just Tatsu right in between those.
Those are gaps,
yeah.
Correct. They work in the first 2 weeks of the game, but after several months of release, people are kicking.
Oh, what?
Did you see that?
What a choice!
What is going on? I've always remarked that the Korean players do not subscribe to either the West or the Japanese style of play. They have their own thinking. And that certainly was something I've never seen, even out of Hsien's playbook.
Okay, here comes Snake. And the low, kind of delayed low.
Yep.
So just thinking about the matchups here, it might have been that Infiltration was looking for a Geef. A lot of people think that Fang does well against Geef, including Snake Eyez. And so that might have been the intention, but he's got another character, and so far, Infiltration's been doing pretty well.
I think Snake Eyez on one of his streams or somewhere had declared that Geef, in its current iteration, a dead character.
Yeah, he really doesn't like SF5 Geef. And I agree with him if you have his playstyle. I think his playstyle is much more suited to a character like Ryu or Alex or even Mika.
And he had done this in Street Fighter 4 as well. When Geef wasn't working out for him, he had a pocket Eva Ryu, showing that he does have the versatility despite his character loyalty.
He plays a very similar regular Ryu in this game compared to his Evil in the last one. So a little bit of poison on deck there, so it'll slowly wipe some of that life away. 1 tick every 8 frames.
One common complaint of Hsien is that poison does not have enough damage decay, and it doesn't kill.
Yeah, it does not kill.
But if he had a Christmas wish list to combo Fiend, oh, he's gonna get out. Yeah,
Wake up, EX not invincible at all. What does he have? What's the solution? Snake Eyez takes game 1.
I suspect a character switch after the failed experiment of Fang. Interesting role reversal in that Hsien also has a pocket Nash, but because
Yeah, that's right.
Infiltration was the preeminent Nash, did not want to overlap with his teammate, didn't like being the number 2. But here we have a role reversal as he's channeling.
What's the choice? Very interested to see where he goes here. Will it be? Yeah, I think this is a
He's
good
not
call.
messing around.
No, I like this call. I like the character matchup, and his, his Nash is above everything else. His Nash is so good in the movement, so good in knowing where to be. Anti-air's on point, the pressure's on point when he needs it to be, but I think the biggest thing is just the slipperiness of this man's Nash.
You schnashty. He had said that even if they were to fix any input delay, that Nash would still be a strong character, despite Tokido saying that Nash would be finished because everyone would be able to react to his in-and-out dash movement.
Oh
my god!
Are you serious? He is bringing him out of the bag right now. What a choice.
He grabbed
what a choice.
Grounded Tatsu.
Yeah, but as a wake-up. He was waking up, and there was like a meaty hurricane for who knows what reason, but there was. And he called it? Well, I'm not up there.
That
is probably one of those reasons.
Craziest wake-up option. Sometimes your body just knows that you have some important thing, you have like a paper due, or you had an interview, and it just wakes itself up. That was a miraculous option there from Infiltration, just knowing.
Yeah, really fascinating choice. I'd love to talk to him about it a little bit. But right now he has the pressure. He has the super. Snake Eyez has got to watch out for it. And I love how Infiltration, again, moving around. Yeah, it's so hard to get a beat on where he's going to be. That knee, all of a sudden. Anti-air.
You could say that his
super
play with DiCaprio, that's going to kill him at
Yeah,
chip.
no view reversal from Snake Eyez. He was stuck.
Towards Ultra, when he made DiCaprio his main character, has really prepared him for this in-and-out, slippery style of Nash. So it just translates well in his new game. Okay.
Good timing on the jump. Pretty good damage. Corner control now.
And medium kick Tatsu enter to bring him into the corner without switching sides.
Some patience from Infil. And this is where Snake Eyez wants to be. I mentioned his brawler style. You know, he wants to be close. Here it is. He can get there if he wants. See what he'd like to do here. The dash forward, he certainly wasn't looking for that one.
I venture to say, if you cannot catch, if you don't have setup specifically designed to counter the reversal of Infiltration, you cannot win against this match. People are designing it. It is pretty tight punish. Yeah,
that's going to be close to doing it. Maybe do it. Going to be close either way, but I really like his choices. Ah, not quite there. Snake Eyez a chance. The lows, the overhead, the overhead, and then interrupted with the jab.
Trading overheads.
Amazing. So it's game 2 going to Infiltration.
Protect
1-1.
your noggin, sir.
Another thing that I like how Infiltration plays is those little interruptions. It's not just that he's dancing back and forth, it's that in doing it, he's interrupting what you think you're supposed to be doing, right? So there are a lot of jabs at unconventional times, jabs instead of booms, you know, bazooka knees coming in, that kind of thing, where even though it was kind of Snake Eyes' turn, he was still pressing a button.
In his ascendance in Street Fighter 4, a lot of players remarked, including Hsien, that they had no firm read. He was the only player that they couldn't get a read on because there was 2 schools of thought. You either play Japanese style or, you know, American style, and he did not fall into either of those. And there's little things, right? Only he can do.
Ooh.
And I think if you were to take away these overlays, you would still know that this Nash is Infiltration just by virtue of his movement.
100%. Yeah, there's nobody else who moves like him. So, some of those choices are just
like that. What was that? I was Korean.
I'm not sure why he did it, but it's very interesting. Oh, very cute. And Snake Eyez is now going to get the pressure.
Yeah,
not a whole lot.
I believe Chun-Li has a setup for that with a back heavy punch. I'm not sure what Ryu can do.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an OS in there.
But that was the same thing in Ultra, like in that Daigo versus Infiltration exhibition match.
He's very much fishing.
He had found a way to catch that teleport.
Here comes Snake Eyez. Is anything?
Oh my god!
Yeah, he had the super, and that's, I think, maybe the first time when there's been a knockdown and super's available on deck. And so now Snake Eyez, he sees what the option is. You know, it's there. Infiltration up at match point now.
And the mental damage that Snake Eyez eaten just now in that exchange, dying by wake-up CA, has got to weigh on his mind, you would think. Nice parry.
Well, kind of missed it there, yeah. I mean, okay. The choice, you got to do a little bit early. Got it. Trigger.
Good meaty.
Trigger still. There it is.
He's out for free.
His own interruption. Wow, what a range to do bazooka knee.
Safe knee there. Oh, that was supposed to be an uppercut, perhaps. Hitting his stun.
No, I'm sure that was supposed to be an uppercut.
Yeah, twice did he miss it. What was
that? A chance on the punish. There's all sorts of shenanigans. Can Infiltration make it happen? He's getting the individual hits he needs.
Frames away from punishing him. Both players have to play honest without EV skill. Wow!
Oh, very cute. Really? What was he looking for? Was he looking for a V reversal? Was he trying to bait something? There was no super. Certainly there's nothing invincible on Nash's side that you have to really consider. No wake-up DP, for example, so I don't know. You know what? But that's how I often feel after having seen Infiltration play. I understand that the spacing is great. I understand that the times he takes up are unusual and very strong. But there's this sort of level after that where I just not really sure. But he makes the right choices almost all the time. The wake-up air grab.
That...
nobody's ever done that.
I've never seen... I didn't even know you could get off into the air without that Tatsu hitting you.
Right, it was in between the Tatsu frames, it looked like. Well...
People had criticized Pungo for playing so reckless, but yet we're seeing Infiltration make these reads that would otherwise be characterized as reckless, but because they hit, we're just like, wow. That is his style that can't really be explained.
Right, yeah. I don't know that reckless is the right word, but it's sort of, if there's a less pejorative version of that word,
inexplicable,
then that's what it is. Yeah,
reasons.
Right. But that's part of his strength, is that it's just hard to get a beat on what he's going to do. So we're moving on to the next one. It's Tokido on the left, here from Japan, and here from New York is Arturo Sanchez, a.k.a. Sabin, with the Dawson.
A little mix-up there with the fist pump. Arturo representing that team Spooky, who had absconded to the Philippines. We miss you, we certainly do. But represented alive and well here by his New York counterparts, Arturo. Versus probably the strongest Ryu.
Yeah,
even,
I would think so.
Daigo would admit that there are certain things. Even we saw in the latest DreamHack, where Daigo had triumphed. I'm sorry, Tokido had triumphed in certain matchups against Haitani, I believe, where Daigo had fallen. So right now, I mean, I can't imagine these two players, Tokido staying on the free agent market for much longer.
I'm sure
the
if he does, it's entirely his choice. You know, he's looking for something strong, which is a smart move. He will be in demand. The dash forward right at the start. Now, it was when Art went to Japan to play against some players, including Tokido. That
he ran sets with Tokido, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Where I first saw Ryu's mashing sweep, and it seemed super strong. Yeah, just like that, you can get a crush with very minimal risk. And if you get the knockdown, of course, it's bad news for Sim. So having seen that, I know that blew Art up. That was a huge part of why he got dunked in those sets. So we're already kind of seeing some adaptations. There are fewer buttons on the ground. We mentioned this before. More airborne play. Ooh. Okay,
wow, that's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, okay. You really have to bring out the different buttons at different ranges. Huge part of Sim play.
Tokido at the end of 4 said that he wanted to rely less on Vortex and more on his fundamental play, and I really think that it's helped him get a head start.
Oh!
Wait, this might miss, yeah.
Oh, it does, you're right. And that
I think in the corner area would never hit, but if you hit him, it's going to roast him.
Okay.
Comedy Club.
Still more chances. Yeah, roasting a little bit more.
Well done.
A hit.
This is how he likes Tokido.
A confirm. Could be it.
Oh, what is that? Back and forth movement.
That sweep is so dangerous for Dawson right now, but this corner control is strong. The movement, he thought it was going to be it. No, the tech. There it is.
Again. I mean, if we could keep stats, you know, on, I don't know, the Steam client, I'm sure that would be the go-to KO move of all Dao Sims worldwide by a large margin. Okay. I think when Art had returned from Japan, at first he was dejected by his results.
Yeah, he
didn't really reflect how strong he was against his online opponents. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I'm glad to see that he is here in the top 64, alive and well here in the winner's bracket.
There's that sweep into the forward dashes. And Art, you know, Art historically is much more of a stay-away type sim.
Nice struggle.
And he's been changing that up a little bit. And I think that's really something you need to do in this game. Sim is not just a zoner, he's a ranged character that wants to pressure. If he can pressure, he'll want to do it.
Tokido's so good at using that reversal to break up
They both have
hit.
that meter. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, too far.
And that's why a lot of players only hit confirm on crouching strong, because that's a guaranteed hit, whereas that max distance, as you saw, crouching medium kick does not link to that CA. So, but he still recovered, got the overhead for the win.
Well, Art is still stocked. If he can find a way in, he can really do a lot of damage very quickly. But he did get knocked down by that sweep in that round. That's part of why Tokido ended up taking it. Very well-placed sweep. And Art's a bit hesitant to pressure. Okay, he does interrupt this time. Okay, very light, but some white damage at least. And taken off by Sim, that's one of his strengths. Now Tokido maybe starting to know it's time for business, and hence the sweep. Yeah, the sweep again. Art doing a good job of not being there, but the knockdown! Yeah, just getting away is the goal for Art right now. If he can do it, he can stay alive.
My goodness, there you go.
Just built it! He just built the super and the button, and that's it. Oh, for Art, that's a heartbreaker, but I love the recovery on Tokido's side to have noticed that he was a pixel away from super and to input it just in case.
That was kind of crazy, yeah.
Really good. Very strong stuff.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, the anti-air. As a result, Tokido backs off. Yeah, you know, the limbs are very whiff punishable. And so a lot of the time as Sim, you want to make sure people are blocking. You don't want to get your stuff whiff punished. You see most of the time that Sim presses a button, it's not going to be whiff punished because it's touching. That's the goal anyway.
I want to see if Tokido will use his parry here. He's going to get a guaranteed hit. No. I think you can't Dalsim, one of the few characters that can escape that with a teleport. Even on that
air, yes, pays off.
Okay.
Again, the sweep. Do you see how that's killing him?
Quadruple dash. Again.
Trying to jump.
Oh, wait, this might turn.
The toastiness. He wanted anvil, no dice. This could be it. Yes, there you go. Getting as good as he could have. For Sim, it's not about crushing. It's about the fact that down fierce links into down fierce on counter hit. And that's often a better choice than going for crush counter roundhouse. So Art with the recovery and with the first round in that second game, as he did in the previous game.
But eats that jump in. But at least in this game, I feel like Dalsim does have sort of a comeback mechanic, whereas in previous battles, it'd be very hard for him to crawl back from this life deficit.
Some patience on Art's side. And you can still, he's attacking the ground still, even though there's been that sweep.
What should Art be doing to counter these sweeps?
Well, we've seen him go to the air a lot. We've seen him go to the yoga, to the V skill, being in the air.
Nice.
Oh, whoa, is he going for a setup?
What is this? I don't know. Is going to sandwich him between the supernova?
I don't. Oh, it worked. Oh boy.
He used the master oral setup. What?
Oh, the punish was not there. That setup by Art, I can tell you, is something he just found accidentally. We didn't get to see how it actually can go, but there are some real mean things with setting out super and then not letting the screen scroll. You can do some cool stuff.
Art was trying to cosplay up and use the balloons to do the instant overhead. Blocked it to Tokido, but not punish appropriately. Pixar cosplay.
Moving through.
Okay.
Yep, that's a safe situation for Sim. Attempted whiff punish was not quite there.
Like
again, yeah, not right at the right spot.
Yep.
Good awareness by Tokido.
Again, the sweeps represented by Tokido.
Yes, confirm. What can he get out of it? The blocking.
Oh!
I love the idea. It didn't pay off, but just that idea. I feel like that's a look into this game a year from now.
Okay, yeah. And just as the rich become richer, so do the strong characters already become stronger.
Anvil, okay, he missed it.
Oh, what was that? Interesting. Nice.
Very nice.
Slide under the Ryoga.
Tokido trying to get things started, but there's some tricky stuff coming out of Art right now.
Nice hold on the...
Taking up time, and he successfully did it. EX, which means there's no super. Trying to whiff punish. Look at the range Tokido has. He's hoping Art presses the wrong button. Wow. Here he comes. He can get in there. Oh!
Yeah, hit him, but not enough.
It's not enough.
Perhaps
the jab was not enough.
Heavy punch would have been the KO.
Not quite the same range. Oh my god, Art, what was it?
I think he tried to evasive jump back. It's an overhead. It was a great idea, but he mistimed and got clipped by the Hadouken.
Well, regardless, that's match point as a result for Tokido.
Good idea from Art. Oh, okay. From Art, though.
Oh, yeah. Cute. Trying to get the anti-air. That's one thing about Ryu. The Ryu matchup as Dalsum is full of just getting the anti-airs wrong.
Can you anti-air that jumping light kick?
Yeah, and the mix-up between jump light kick, jump fierce, jump roundhouse. All things you have to respect. And they're all different solutions.
Look at that. Yeah, that just beat it clean.
Back strong, maybe back fierce. Those are two options, but those take more time.
Art going for the EX. Interesting. Oh, buddy.
Oh, no! Huge chance now for Art!
No.
Will he let him burn? No, he keeps it. Oh, the patience there. No view reversal. Now, that super's on deck. Anti-air! He was busy at just the wrong time.
Oh, wait, he missed again!
Why?
The fireball, you have to use a jab version.
Art lives.
Oh my goodness. Please.
Art is still in here. He's hoping to see something wrong out of Tokido. He was worried. There's no whip punish. What?
Nice break.
Can Art get away? Can he rebound it?
No!
Tokido takes it! Continues to be the #1 Ryu in the world.
He sends Art up.
What a scramble.
Up and away.
One of the things about strong players is that not only are they good when things are going well, but they're good in the scramble. And they make good choices in the scramble.
My goodness, what stellar decision-making, and laid it all on the line.
Amazing.
Wow.
All right, well, we're going to move on to the next one. It is going to be Nuki versus Li Joe in just a little bit.
Yeah, Tokido, in his latest interview, had said that he has eschewed most of online play.
Okay.
And focused primarily on the weekly offline Tokyo scrimmages that they have at Esports Square.
Okay.
Whereas Art, has put, at least in the first half of the game, a lot of efforts on his online. So you could see, like, perhaps that was a tale of two cities.
Okay. Well, right now we're going to take a look at a match that I think has happened already. But we don't know how it's going to go. This is going to be Justin Wong versus Vagabond. It's the last round of the first game, I guess.
Right? Is this a Chinese player I've never heard of? Interesting. Nice punish. Hi.
Oh, with the miss. Justin playing patiently, though. Didn't want to take a big risk there.
If anyone has background information on this player, we've heard of the Xiaohais, obviously.
Justin
and the
building
Dark
it.
Was, but
corner control if he wants. No, again, very patient play. Hallmark of Justin's game. Again, the spacing, the timing. He's in there. Saving it probably, yes. No! And saved it for the perfect choice.
Patience, my young Vagabond. Justin Wong, the best in the business, playing that style. Okay.
Okay, well, I guess that means that Justin won that one. Nice work to him. We are going to get a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have Onuki versus Li Joe.
Looking forward to that. And we are back. It was supposed to be winner stays on Logan Sama and F Word, but they Brexited out, and they had to bring in the Americanos to replace them. Condolences to them for...
Somebody yesterday on Twitter.
Yeah. They were actually scheduled for here, but they got...
They said, David, we'd like you to make a Brexit joke. And I said, don't worry. I'm going to be commentating with Z. And I guarantee you
that's
it will happen.
That's Brexist. To assume that I would do that.
I just read between breaks that that people in Texas are considering a Texit.
Secession?
It's not going to work out. But yeah, there are some people who are thinking about it. Up next is Onuki on the right. Long time, one of the greatest fighting game players of all time.
Who's been playing longer between these two? I mean, fighting games. I think these are like...
They both started in like the mid-late 90s, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
Onuki recently sponsored and is, I believe, CBZ. Wow, is he going Dragon Ball? CBZ Onuki, that... My goodness, okay.
So Joe had a lot of success early on, including winning one of the first big majors in this game. And since then, he hasn't been able to travel as much, so I'm really happy he's here. See how he does. Of course, we're in winner's side, so things have been going pretty well so far. Joe with the patience. You know, he doesn't quite have the same movement. I just missed time a little bit. He doesn't have quite the same movement that Infiltration has, but he has some different strengths. No, of course, nobody else does. But he has some different strengths. I really like his pressure timings. I like his frame traps a lot.
Okay.
Just like that kind of thing. Looking for it. The wait.
Wait a minute.
Joe can take it. No, the wiggle button seals the deal.
So one thing about Onuki's play is that he will use the EX legs just as a get-off move. I have to be very cognizant about that. Perhaps even more than he does EX Spinning Bird.
Anti-air. We're seeing some good stuff. There's no view reversal yet. Yeah, that's advantage. Gotta respect it. Again. If Joe can get that consistently, if you can really shut down legs consistently, Chang has plenty of other good stuff, but to lose that part of her game is a big blow. Oh wow, what a jump timing. Onuki now pressuring. Can he get something good?
Hi, max punish. Great awareness from Joe.
The wait. Oh, no link. Could have had it. Just harassing. He wants one more hit.
The same sequence from Infiltration. Low short, lower shirt into overhead, but this time he hits it. Very nice.
Final round.
It would have been stunned if it hadn't killed too. Nuki already into the corner. No? Joe battling. I mean, that's one thing about Joe as well, is that he knows when to take up screen space and take up timing.
Nuki flailing with that standing heavy kick. That right there. Like the YOLO EX.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so YOLO, right? 5-frame startup. You're only -2. It's super fast, and you can't punish it, so what's the problem? Yeah, very convincing last round.
He'll put himself first at frame disadvantage, make you want to pop a button, and then he'll respawn with the EX.
It's a really cool idea. And you're giving up a meter, and you're not advantaged afterward, right? So it's not like you're keeping yourself with the frame advantage all the time. But if you're willing to make that kind of risk happen, I think there's a threat in there.
I'm sure I see a concept that the Japanese players have a name for reverse abate. So this is a thing, like a purposeful bait. Nice.
Again, shutting it down. And you can see how valuable that is for Joe's game. He's sort of made this into a much different game that it could be if there were legs pressure. Oh, he tried it too late.
I don't think he's missed. Oh, yeah, what are you going to do? Wow, okay.
Trigger.
Find a safe space somewhere along Eyez, please. Oh, this should be... Mago punish. Oh, wait,
not quite really. No, it was not maximum.
He left some damage on the plate.
Yeah, he did.
He did not finish his sushi.
It all works out.
From the rotation belt.
Round 2.
So match point now for Nuki. He's been able to get in. He's been able to play the mix-ups that he wants. Super, yeah.
Aye.
Early on, it's early enough in the round that he can still build another one before this one's through, let alone next if he wins this one.
Aye. I can't tell if this backdrop is New York or the city in London with financial turmoil. But the hot dogs say
the hot dogs, yeah, okay. Trying to pressure. And Joe with an interesting idea there to try to get in and take control of the corner while he can. Now wanting to stay away, does not want to get in range for trigger activation.
Ooh, nice hit there. Not much damage, but set the tone.
Yes, anti-air. He needs something else. And Onuki is still very much in it if he finds a hit. But that was a nice punish.
Final round. Fight.
So still match point for Nuki. Here's a sweep. Trying to get things going. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's what he wanted. From the front. The meaty's in there, but again, those interesting timings on knowing when to press jab, when to press buttons. Wow, the movement, that backdash was perfect. And now into what? Joe? Oh, Joe's doing a good job of away.
The first time he missed his legs. For people seeing Onuki for the first time because he didn't travel that often, he's been playing this character for like 20 years.
Yeah, in every game he plays this character, and luckily for him, it's always good. There's never been a bad Chun-Li in a fighting game, in a Street Fighter game, I should say.
That's true. Shouts to Marvel.
Yeah, where even now people are winning tournaments with her. It just took a long time. So Joe almost has super. And what a stab! Look, again, why not?
Yo legs.
It's very fast. You can't punish it. I don't know. It's a good tool that I'd see nobody else do, but that's a good, interesting choice. Like I said, it doesn't leave him at advantage, but if you're willing to sometimes take control of the post-EX leg situation with an EX bird or something like that, then that's a real credible threat.
I've never seen anyone match their attire to the Vertigear chair. This is a chameleon in disguise. Haitani looks like he's just there by himself.
So we're going to see Wolfkrone and Haitani. Then we're going to have the replay of Mono versus Punko.
Okay.
We're going to have Nuckledu versus PR Blrog. We'll have Momochi versus Alex Myers. We haven't really gotten much of a chance to talk about who else is in this top 64, but already we've heard that Ludovic beat Alucard, that Flash beat Rylander, Justin beat Vagabond.
Round one.
We also know that the next match, one of the next matches, will be Daigo versus Stupendous.
Oh, and Stupendous had dispatched Xiaohai.
Yeah, he beat Xiaohai.
Who does Stupendous play? Please
Zangief.
Zangief. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the best Geef in the US.
The real low-tier god is among us here.
The way he plays Geef is quite different than at least Snake Eyes. It's much less about reactive footsies and much more about predictive, interesting. I feel like he's playing SF5 Geef. But anyway, we'll see. By the way, I wanted to bring up earlier when we were talking about Infiltration doing the crazy jump back air grab.
So some OS of sorts?
Yeah, Tyrant was saying that he thinks it's probably just the jump back throw tech, but of course as Nash, it's going to turn into an air grab rather than jump back short. Right?
I don't know.
So like we might have been overselling that a little bit.
No, I'm going to let the magic. It's still real to me, damn it. So Haitani, was asking him earlier, like, what happened? What happened to that Japanese meltdown in Sweden, in Jönköping? And he said, Phenom lived up to his name, and he was playing in such a crazy manner, and he hit all those uppercuts.
Yeah, he did. He did.
But
he was able to get in well. He did a lot of really strong stuff. Shout out to Phenom.
Whoa, this is real.
Yeah, it's definitely real. Yeah, this is MJS Haitani versus Wolfkrone, whose lore has been no slouch. We've already seen it so far this weekend, looking good. And he had some setups that I haven't seen before. Oh, he tried anti-air, not quite there.
At that angle, Lore has very few options to anti-air.
Oh, well, she wanted something, just getting away, but overhead seals the deal. I don't even know if it was as an overhead. It just seemed like it was the right time for a button.
Yeah, very difficult for punish, I believe, for Laura. Ooh! Okay, gonna get punished here. Nothing. I'm not a vampire player. Is this how he played Sasquatch?
The same way as Nakali? I guess I never really thought about it.
I mean, he just found such tremendous success with this character. I wonder if there's any similarities to, like, he's just going back in time.
This character is definitely tougher to play than that character. Okay. That character is dash forward and you do a high or a low, and whatever pays off, pays off.
This is true.
Oh, he was waiting for it.
Yeah, it was probably 1-3, 1-3 in play.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay, the reset. And there is the
Number one
game.
stunner.
Since the start of this game, Haitani has seemed like he's one of the best. He's shown that in tournament after tournament, getting top 8.
Yeah, I mean, Tokido definitely has the most success overseas, but in Japan, domestically, they say that Haitani is one of the toughest to beat.
I've heard that, yeah.
Momochi's also on the rise as he sort of transitioned fully to Street Fighter V.
Yeah, well, Momochi is in this winner side of top 64. Alex Myers is the matchup. We're going to see that later.
Nice. Oh!
Wolfkrone slowly working his opponent into the corner. Individual hit at the time.
Oh, nothing after that. Trade.
Okay. Knockdown, or reset rather. And the panic out pays off. Oh, the button! Into the knockdown. What can he get here? It's all about this. Sweep into absolute zilch.
Oh, that could be!
It definitely could be.
The last scratch.
It is. That's a heartbreaker right there for Wolfkrone. It seemed like things were going well. The sweep didn't pay off at all, and that was, as a result, he was pushed out too far to get anything going, and Hikari got the chance to play in.
Ooh. Little trickery. Finally, a blocked uppercut. I feel like we've seen it hit 20 for 20 times, if you count since DreamHack. But not a very strong punish, perhaps.
Working on that V-meter on the bottom left there, that red is slowly building up. So important for this character, and I like how Haitani concentrates on that.
You're even seeing Nuckledu players now end it with V skill just to build their gauge.
Yeah,
and sacrifice damage, because once he's in his mode right here.
Yeah, he's super dangerous.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
The confirm into the damage, he needs something else.
Super Saiyan.
And he has the craziest dash ever, and he has the ability to get it. Great tech. And the medium, here comes Wolfkrone, he's not out of it. What? Oh. Crouching jab into overhead. And that was it. And that is as solid as it gets. Haitani moves on past
If
Wolfkrone.
someone were to sit on Wolfkrone right now, I wouldn't blame them. He is so firmly camouflaged there that I don't know.
He didn't look like he even had a reaction after that. Like,
I don't think he knew he's lost.
Too fast. Yeah. Well,
delayed reaction, 8-frame real life reaction right there, but.
So we're gonna move into a replay.
I'm looking forward to it.
When a replay, we'll see who wins between, it was Mono and Punko. So Mono beat Julio as Fang, and Punko, solid Cammy. Names might be backwards. We'll see how it goes.
You never know. Punko's. Wow, okay. Do we have.
It might just be like that because it's a replay, but you know, we know who it is here. Punko with Cammy. And Mono with Fang. His Fang has been real solid. He's been winning a lot of locals in Puerto Rico, and here he is, CEO in winner's side. He looks like he's up a game. I'm not super sure, to be honest. Okay, yeah, he is up a game here.
This is interesting because Xiaohai had lit up, absolutely annihilated Hsien before in this matchup as he found those holes into the normal, canceled into the balls.
It's one of those matches where Fangs have to play it super differently. You can't do a lot of the normal stuff that you want to do. But if you do play differently, he has some cool stuff. You know, not maximum stuff for him, but he has some good stuff. Right? Yeah, right.
If the Cammy knows where the gaps are, they can definitely uppercut. Aye, Marge Simpson anti-air. Didn't see it here, though.
Plus on block there. Cammy tried to escape a little bit. EX Nishiku. And the patience from Mono, and the perfect timing on the tech. He's not giving in to easy anti-airs. He's playing this so well.
The next...
Wow! He finally gave in. He finally gave in with the down fierce. Exactly at the wrong time.
I thought that was actually good timing on his part. He had reacted super early, just that the priority of the move lost out. But can't fault him for his decision.
Trying to take up some space with down forward fierce. Okay, so one thing about Mono is that he has all the different tools for the anti-airs, and there's a good half-dozen different buttons you want either to hit or to just get right under.
Good evasion. Oh,
pressure.
Standing fierce.
Tried down fierce. No.
Oh. Try to chase him out. Didn't work.
Tried a button. Again, this is killing him right now.
Nice pursuit, but nice evasion too from Mono.
In there. The reaction. And Punko is looking like he's going to take this right now. EX.
See him coming back from this, but...
There's the trigger, so he can fish around with sweep. He can maybe get something going. Yes.
Spoken too soon.
Poison. Can it be real? He needs to wait a long time. The white life will not go down during that poison. It will be there. Wants to keep the poison up if he can. That's really that's his chance right now, is to play this patient game and hope that Bunko runs into things, and it's working.
Sweet potatoes. Purple lives matter, and the dream is dead. Purple life did not matter in the end, as it was too minuscule to decay. Bunko did not bulk under that, and still took a very difficult matchup.
It is,
according to Hsien at least, and we saw that there in that matchup.
So does that mean that Bunko won? I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Bunko
so there
2-0.
was sort of a switch up there.
Yeah.
But we have names.
Just want to absolutely verify. Bunko 2-0. We're gonna move on now to Nuckledu versus PR Blrog. After this will be Momochi and Alex Myers. Then we're gonna switch to losers. We're gonna have Wude versus Hsien. We're gonna have Mago. That's in winners. Mago versus IFC Yipes, who beat BJ Unchained. And then losers side will be Damdai versus Dogura.
Very nice. Team Liquid sipping on that liquid. This young man, Dudang, finding a lot of success in this game.
Round 1.
But here he's going up against a stalwart veteran to pro fighting game.
Well, I was talking with Rog earlier, and he just feels like he doesn't understand the game. Like he doesn't know when to press buttons. He doesn't know why he gets hit. He doesn't know how to do media pressure. He's telling me all these things as, you know, I know he's going to get far in the tournament, but from his perspective, as somebody who's used to mastery of the games he plays, Marvel 3 and SF4, and getting top 8 in Injustice, even though he didn't play that game at all at EVO, you know, he's used to this, and he just feels like he doesn't understand it yet, and that's very frustrating for him.
He's been very vocal about his transition, or difficult transition to this game.
Yeah.
And despite that, here he finds himself in winners. So that's just a testament to his raw talent. He can still get here despite.
Yeah, I think there might be some underselling on his part. You know, since he doesn't have absolute mastery like he did in a previous game, you know, he feels like he's uncomfortable, and I get that. But he's still very good.
Playing a keep away, nice keep away game, in and out. Okay. Against Douyu.
Douyu from pretty close.
That's not a good trade there for Nash.
Okay.
Wow, hit confirms.
The pressure into, oh, maybe waiting for a V reversal, maybe for super. Neither one came. Round 1 goes to Rog.
Punish on that. Okay.
Douyu hoping to convince something. Yeah, that's really what he's looking for right there.
Oh, nice dive kick to change his trajectory.
The jab into crouching medium. Very, very commonly seen, but there's a hole.
Can we take this as evidence that, at least in this version of the game, that Nash is stronger than Guile? I don't see any Guile, Street Fighter 4 Guile players making that.
He's very much not Street Fighter 4 Guile. I do think there's a lot of strength in that character, but he's a new thing. I think he might be able to just raw super after blocking forward fierce, but didn't see it. Looking for the button of just something.
Great patience. How many people at Douyu's age would exhibit that type of patience and fear of that pressure?
The interrupt! Ooh!
No, think. Good break.
And now you see Ed. Oh,
wow.
The front!
Wow! Came in for
Will he do it? No. Save the bar. Really, sweep as his reaction. He did have trigger. It might have been activated. I don't know. But very interesting choice to bring out sweep. So will there be a switch from Nuckledu? He has gone to character select. See what he does.
He has been persuaded by the crowd's cheers to play Guile. I think that would be a poor mistake on his part to listen to the masses.
Sure, but that said, if he thinks that he has a Guile, if that's an option for him,
yeah,
then I think that's okay. But I agree. I don't want to see him get swayed either way.
If you are a gladiator, you do not want to be listening to whatever the Colosseum is chanting. It is you in the pit fighting against this beast of an Akali. Okay, he's going with his.
Oh, let's see if he locks down. Yes.
Yes, but he has been guiled into picking Guile before. I've seen that.
And when he does, it's a beguiling choice.
Okay.
So we'll see if the Nash pays off. Gonna run it back there. 1-0 PR Blrog. Much more active style right at the very start. I mean, his last game was him staying away. Not exactly zoning, but sort of playing a runaway. And
oh, goodness. That's disgusting. Again, Players opting for that D-skill to build up.
Man, this is some pressure right now from Eduardo. He's going to have the corner after this. Not quite dead, but almost so in there. That's going to be it. Dragon Punch will steal the deal. Match point now.
What a mauling that was. Is that the bear from Revenant? Because that was Leo getting ripped apart by Nuckledu.
I liked how Douyu started it. It's just that that offense sort of turned into a problem for him when he got knocked down up close. But I liked the idea. It was just a nice change of pace. Now he's gone back to this distance game. Ed building the B meter, getting a little bit of damage. A chance. Well, Douyu takes advantage. So will he play this corner game? I wonder.
Aye.
Will he do it? No, backing off. Well, okay, it's kind of an undimensional back and forth.
This is a start reversal.
Unconventional back and forth, for sure. Ooh. It's cool to see.
Yep.
Staying alive in winners.
Who will win in the Revenant matchup? The Su.
A little too far. Rog hoping that Nuckledu stuck out a button. Nice punish. Well reacted to. Could be there. No, a little bit late. That's
wow. Wanted to interrupt. Great evasion. OS back jump.
We're seeing a lot of Douyu running. We're seeing a lot of him staying away. Only the occasional stab in.
Oh, and he has this screen real estate to start the runaway game again.
I feel like Eduardo's giving in a little bit maybe into that game. I don't know if he needs to be doing that.
Good trade perhaps just to keep him at bay.
Into what?
Good
Nice
block.
blocking.
Yeah, it's hard to hit Marvel players who have been faced with 50-50s and then try it in Street Fighter 5. They've seen those mix-ups before.
PR gets a hit away. Did he try to walk under it? Look, that happens to me too sometimes, and when it does, I feel like an idiot. No!
He was a few frames away from that.
It was close.
It was close.
Okay, just a nod out of Eduardo there, bottom left.
Dang, Douyu back at it again with a thirst. But Ed's still showing his composure.
And it looks like the Nash pick did pay off. You know, he stuck to that style of staying away. There was one round where he went in just briefly and it didn't work out, so he went back to distance game, and that's how he won the game. Eduardo slowly trying to move, trying to find his way in.
Errant boom, perhaps.
Very consistently doing the meaty stand medium kick.
Oh, that could have been a crush counter, but
sweep, yes.
Douyu fishing for that back fist. Trying to catch a Seismo.
You know, his game is working because he's hoping that Ed is going to come in at the wrong time, and unfortunately for PR Rog, that has been true. It has been happening.
Brilliant side.
Oh, wow.
Douyu's probably one of the best I've seen at that safe side at that maximum distance.
And the overhead. And again, not really because of the overhead, but just nice timing and spacing on the button. So match point now for Liquid's Nuckledu. Wow. All right. Jump around on Swift. It's a super strong button.
Punish! I don't know what he read.
No!
Perhaps wanted to get out of... Oh, okay.
This time is the grab. I mentioned last time it had been medium kick almost every time. So good mix-up.
Wow. Lucky was he.
Thrown right out of it. Douyu with the reactions.
Oh, will he do something? Whoa! Dashing forward.
Walking backwards, yeah. Looking exactly for that. Nuckledu is going to take it. Nuckledu's not from very far away. There's a lot of people in this crowd here who are rooting for him to move on. And right now, they got their wish.
Alex Memers almost tripping on his way up. The young upstart, Nuckledu. I feel like we've seen him grow up. A native to the Florida scene, representing the hometown. Doing very well. Yeah. They're dispatching the order.
Not from very far away. From the Tampa area. We're here in Orlando at CEO 2016. Not so far. Not so far.
Look at this beautiful garment. Is that the Ryu thing that you can break in that stage? Yes, it is. You can pick that up at Amazon.com/Capcom Pro Tour. If you are buying from the UK, unfortunately, it will be a little more expensive after the last couple days when the pound has plummeted, but we still welcome your GBP. I think there's Amazon.uk.
There definitely is.
For a lot of the matches that you did not see, we did record it and it will be uploaded to /Street Fighter, the Capcom Fighters YouTube channel, and you can find us on the interwebs at @StreetFighter and /Street Fighter. So check that out. Rest assured, we are capturing all the hot action and making sure that the high-profile players do not have their matches played completely off stream. You will get to see it after.
One thing I really like about what they're doing is providing those replays. So if we miss something, you know what? Get to see it on stream anyway. And while we're sitting here watching on stream, we are sitting in these real nice chairs.
Yes.
Vertigear chairs.
Shout out to lower lumbar.
Yeah. That is a nice little support there. You can see the cushion down there at the bottom, just above the seat itself. Use promo code CEO2016 to save 10%. Gotta do that this weekend.
That Momochi deprived of the esports chair and relegated to the granny rocker. Let's see who will prevail, esports versus regular chair.
Well, check out Alex Myers with his esports jersey on as well.
The last Ronin versus a ninja. Historically, I believe the ninjas were executed for their conniving ways. So this is a real match between the Ronin, the last samurai, Tom Cruise, versus Momochi.
And the Kami has been doing work for Myers for a while now. He started to make top 8s at things. Yep. He's been doing well. A big threat. There's a high upside to his game. On the other side, I've been super impressed by Momochi over the last couple of months. To no surprise, when the game came out, he seemed like he was struggling a little bit, but very quickly afterward, he started to get his bearing, and now I think he's one of the best in the world. Punish? Oh, tried it. Tried it.
Yolochi.
Well, you know, you might as well. I mean, with that stand roundhouse right there, it's slightly punishable. Kami can get the punish, and just this time,
that Shoryuken was as brave and daring as the people in this background that have voted.
Bad news for him. Not punished, and then not punished either on back strong fierce. So both of them playing a friendly here. Tried to get away, maybe looking for DP.
Oh, I like that frame edge. What is going on? Perfect easy, but
so useful for Kami to be able to do it. Waking up with buttons though. Can he pressure? Not quite. Now it's on Alex to find a way. How about that with the stab in, but jab takes it.
Where is this stage? Is this stage in the EU?
It's not in the EU. I can confirm that.
Okay. And I guess Kami is also... Oh,
well, I mean, it's kind of a historical relic, you know? It's like looking at an old globe and there's the USSR in there.
See that uppercut?
Yeah, I'm sure he was pumping it beforehand, but he saw it. And now Alex is not even trying to get the punish. I don't know that she can at that range. But he's been dissuaded from it. Okay, maybe at the start to things.
I like that.
Kind of neutral. Here's down fierce. Another big whip punish with it. He has super. And as a result, Momochi is just playing cautiously. Doesn't want to take a big risk.
Oh, that could have been.
Slowly approaching Myers. Still has super. Trigger out of here. But you know what? All he needs is the super. He didn't bring it out.
But it worked out for him in the end.
Yes.
And now he's going to walk into that second round with that. All that plasma.
Yeah, they both are fully stocked.
Oh, okay. What was that? Tatsu.
Probably to get through it back strong, and it didn't trick.
What is happening?
Oh, hey!
Momochi is falling to day one tactics.
Oh, no! The panic by Alex. He's going to be in the corner. Bad look for him right now. Interesting choice. Okay, the low. Is that bells? It's not quite.
Empty jump, though. Interesting tactic there from Momochi.
Oh,
no. My goodness.
He might melt. Is he going to melt? Superheat that. I think that's it. I think that's going to be game one. Alex Myers.
His health bar dropped faster than
the British pound.
The British pound.
I think that's, yeah.
And the London Bridge.
Yeah. I had to do it. It was a tough day. Tough day.
The city is in flames. Will Dudley still be coming out as DLC, or did he Brexit the season pass?
What is the choice here from Momochi? I've liked his Ken. When the game first came out and he played Ken, I thought it just wasn't his style. I wanted to see him play Ryu or Chun or Karen or something.
He will not abandon this character
But
choice.
yeah, he's made it work for himself. So I'd be surprised to see him switch.
Man.
But you know what? We'll see what's in his mind. We'll see what's in his brain right now.
Ninjas versus Ronin. Game 1 to Ronin. Game 1 to Gaijin.
Right back in. Hey.
Momochi doing some reflection. I believe he has his own internal rewind mechanism, playing back that match in his head. What has he learned?
He really is one of the best at adapting on the fly. So, you know, some of the things that were problems, a couple of DPs in there that really cost him most immediately, but there were some whiff punishes that Alex had real nice with the crouching fierce. Some of the approaches Alex had were strong. Ooh. Yeah, more active there. That's definitely one thing. He did stand around us a couple of times last time, but he didn't follow it up with anything. This time he does. Well, he did with the DP, but not with normal kick confirms. Yeah, we definitely are seeing more active play in that footsie game.
Wow. No fear.
Alex waiting for something. And I really like how Momochi plays this. You know, just hang out. No big deal. No big need to make a big bet.
Oh, an errant button press.
You know, part of that was...
a buffer?
Well, yeah, that's what I think. But I think that the reason it was triggered was that Momochi walked up and blocked. And that's the solution. If you think that somebody is always buffering fierce into whatever, walk up, block, make them bring it out in a bad situation for themselves.
Momochi's so economical with his button presses.
In there, I love the follow-up.
But the backdash was a mistake on his part.
Saving the bar. No, a little too far. Unfortunate for Alex, but he's been able to get in. Strong. Oh, another side! Saves the meter. He thought that was going to be blocked. Oh, he's in a bad look right now. All the meter in the world for Momochi. Here's the start of it.
Just trying to bait out an uppercut, perhaps it's not coming out.
Wow. What a whiff punish right there. Maybe not on purpose, but the timing of it was ideal. Match point now.
This is insane for Alex. Myers on the brink of dispatching the Shinobi.
Yeah, one of the big favorites coming in.
Oh! And that standing medium punch had whiffed.
So we're seeing more active play now from Alex. We're seeing him jump in more. We're seeing him be less afraid to approach. And exactly like this. It's paying off for him.
Another time? No. Coordinated himself, but he feels comfortable playing from the pocket.
I tried the anti-air, but just not at the right spot.
Wow!
Dash up, what? Here comes Alex. He's got the potential. Tried it. What a whiff punish! Momochi now has the corner.
On the landing frames too, but Alex waking up with his own buttons.
Saved his bar. He has super as... If he finds a hit.
Yep.
Really, whoever finds the next hit can do this. Here comes Alex Myers. Into what? He got it! He should be able to get it at least. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves, but yeah.
That was
the
really
deal
next
is
hit
sealed.
wins out from 30%
Yeah.
life remaining for both players.
Yeah, both of those characters, if they have bar, if they have V-trigger, yeah.
Looks like we're going to go for another cosmetic change in the background. Oh, no,
Nope.
sticking to it.
But I did like how Alex played. You know, he was jumping in more and it was working. He really wasn't getting anti-air. Yeah, here it is. And then he thought it was time to play patiently, but yeah, Momochi had the read. Interesting movement, you know? He's just making these weird choices.
Oh my goodness. He's playing...
Look, that's just a... Look, that is a good mix-up, right? It's like one of those mix-up that's just like, either you do it or you don't. There's nothing super strong or super high level about it, but it's never going to be bad.
Good block, too!
Fishing around, Alex real looking for something. And he's not just buffering it in mindlessly. That is a good sign to see from him. He's not just doing the motion. He already got caught out on that. He's already seen that Momochi walks up and blocks and takes that. Trigger slowly going away. No anti-air.
A lack of absence
Oh, missed it!
Oh my goodness,
And
one
the super.
errant spiral arrow.
She lives.
Yep.
She lives.
There's a lot
Another
of
chance.
damage deterioration. Nice run in and throw. Good break.
Oh, that could've
Twice
been-
he had the
There's
chance.
no super, but here's, you know, that was Momochi's plan. I think was to dash in and make things happen. That's why he got hit. That's why he got hit. And then hey, the third time, he got the grab exactly like he was before.
Oh, and again.
That's just so dangerous against somebody who's already shown that they know how to take the buffer.
Whoa! Whoa, look, have we spoken too soon?
It's nice, but on the other hand, if that had been blocked, he would have just escaped to the other side of the screen. So it's one of
We'll
those
never know.
why not sort of situations.
Good side
It's very
switcheroo.
expensive, but why not?
Oh,
Sweep.
punish, yes.
Very weird choice.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, he thought that had linked. That standing
Yeah,
leg
I'm
kick. There it
sure,
is.
yeah.
That was a weird.
There it is. So in the end, Momochi just sort of turns it on. And I'm not 100% sure why crouching medium kick hit in that situation, but hey, it was the right call at the right time.
Shinobi prevail over the Samurai.
We're going to continue with the good matches.
Yes, we have a whole train of them.
Yeah, so I know that in the next round, some of the matches will include XSK Samurai versus Infiltration, Goichi versus Justin Wall. I'm looking forward to that. Flash versus Kazunoko, Ludovic versus Tokido, Onuki, Haitani, Daigo and Stupendous, Punko and the winner of Mago and IFC Yipes, and then Nuckledu versus, well, Momochi. We just found out. So we're going to switch to losers just briefly. After this, we'll have the last winners match yet to be played in 64-32 round, which will be Mago and Yipes. Then we're going to go back to losers. Smug versus MARN, Sonicfox and Hsien Chang, and then Mono and Dark Jiwa. So we'll have a couple of back-to-back fangs for your viewing pleasure. For Wude, though, coming up now, cool Ryu style. If you like an active style of Ryu, he's your man. And Hsien, on the other side, really came to prominence towards the end of Ultra Street Fighter 4 with the Yang. He was one of the few Yangs in the US, and he did well up at NLBC pretty consistently. There was a tournament just before that game died where he was one of the finalists. It might have been top three or something.
Talking about T-Coney?
Was that it?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was towards the end of SF4, and he finally sort of turned the corner. So in this game, I'm not surprised to see him having success.
display swag for Wude, the whistleblower. The one who accurately measured it. Check out his site. But yeah, as I was saying, Hsien was the one who had dispatched that Japanese all-star team of Kazunoko, Daigo, and Onuki in the teams on day one on Friday. So a very, if he wasn't on the radar before, he certainly is now, as news quickly traveled in Twitter, Japanese interwebs, that someone, you know, out of nowhere had a wrecked shop.
Well, he's currently in losers.
Okay.
This is the first losers round for these two in top 64. Some other matches that happened: Eita beat Squall, Tampa Bison beat GLB, Jiwa Belt beat El Chakotay. We're going to have the winner of Damdai versus Dogura play against Xiaohai. That sounds like it's a top 8 match, but okay.
With you reading off these matches, this says to me that CO is probably the most difficult Street Fighter tournament we had. If you consider like the skills that have matured here at this point in time after the release of Street Fighter 5.
LPN beat Coach Steve, then LPN beat Rom, and now he plays against Rylander.
Wow, okay, so early access still a formidable force here in the mid-game after release.
See what I mean about forward? Dashing, forward dash, back dash.
Very aggressive.
Hsien playing patiently, pretty good range. I feel like Karen does quite well in this match. She can harass Ryu really well. Those buttons are strong. And if she jumps, she can jump from a range where empty jump is pretty safe and jump roundhouse will touch. It's kind of like an SF4 Cammy thing. She can get underneath with the shoulder. Got all sorts of good stuff.
So Tokido switched from Dalsim very early on in the game to Ryu, and it's right about the time that for Wude had uploaded some sets that he had played, so perhaps there was some inspiration there. And for Wude able to show the strength of Ryu and Tokido, making that switch. And he's never looked back, really.
Yeah, on reaction.
Hi.
That's a good start.
Oh, nice. Saved them.
Sweep at the perfect timing. And forward now trying to pressure. He has full meter. Can be quite dangerous. Oh, gives it up, but that's so fast. Ah, tried to get the fierce anti-air. No. Okay, yes, does so. Hsien with the delay. Really, right in. Still has trigger. It's gone finally.
Good block.
Tried to punish as well.
This is a meaty overhead. Does an anti-air. Very difficult. Ooh! Nothing.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those buttons that, even though it doesn't lead to much unless you have a trigger to cancel it with, it's just so good at taking up space. Anything you noticed that you'd like for Wude to do differently? I mean, Ryu's his character as far as I know. I'm not looking for a switch there.
I would like there to be parity in the seating arrangements. I don't know if the lack of lower lumbar support is affecting player 1. But yeah, Hsien, interesting. Like, how his success is translated from a Yang to a Karin. I think there's some similarities there.
Certainly when she has the Rekkas going, you can kind of see it, but just in the way he moves around, it's a character with quick block speed, you know, and you can sort of buffer into things, I guess.
I would like to see her abusing that jumping knee a little more.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow, this guy.
Wow.
Super cute. Forward finally getting away.
What is that in-your-face activation of the trigger? Wow, nice good punish. There is the first time. So, EX, okay.
And just like that, it was interrupted by Karin. And yeah, again interrupting. That's something the forward has to see.
Hi, great pressure.
All those interruptions have worked. And it also feels like when Hsien wants to get in, he does it. Like, now he's close. If he wants to stay away, yeah, he can do it too. That's a range where he can react if he wants. Ah, he tried it. No dice.
Brilliant sweep.
Here comes forward now for the pressure. Ooh.
Little dirty dancing. Stun. Could have spent bar to take it.
I think you're right.
Wants to save the meter. Let's see if he lives to regret his choice.
Each of those little buttons is so precious right now. Yeah. Stand jab. He had interruptions of his own. And, you know, he didn't need to make much of a commitment. All he needed was 2 more jabs, 2 more shorts, whatever.
And this is really where it's going to be able to capitalize off all that saved meter. Like a squirrel in winter, he's kept his stocks when he needs it the most. Really be able to get an opportunity to use his critical art.
Nice little counter pokes, and we're kind of starting to see some of that.
That could have been it, but doesn't activate his CA.
Yeah.
Oh! Will she be able to build it during this combo? No. Okay.
The reset is in the front. The stun is going to happen. And I think that's it. And that lack of super. Oh, man. That lack of super on Wude's side is something he's going to be going home thinking about. Because that's losers, and that means he's out of there. Hsien staying alive.
Shine bright like a diamond rank on CFN. Okay, tapping in his East Coast New York brethren is Smuggles versus MARN.
Oh man, MARN. I talked with him earlier in the week. I said, hey, how do you feel you're going to do? You know, you did so well at NCR. You're a big surprise. Everybody was caught off guard. And he said, yeah, I'm going to do terribly because I'm not that great. And people have seen me play, and now I'm not going to be a surprise.
He certainly
so
has...
he really undersold himself.
exposed himself. He is a prolific streamer out of his LAN cafe in Ho Chi Minh.
Spoke with him about that as well. Sounds like it's doing good stuff.
Ever the entrepreneur is MARN.
Round 1.
So we're in loser's side. The winner of this will play against CJ Truth. Some other matches we have in loser's side. The classic, what are you standing up for? Wolfkrone and Ricky Ortiz.
Nice.
Also, winner of Raul Stanley and Brentus Cool will play against Li Joe. Winner of Chris Tatarian and Smoke Max will play against Sabin. We're going to have Alucard versus Brian F. LPN versus Rylander. We're going to have Vagabond and Julio. Filipino Man and BJ Unchained. Snake Eyez versus Chi-Rithy.
Oh! Withdrew his hand! And he leaves him hanging.
Don't do it. 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 He's Lucy. You gotta understand. He's Lucy. Don't kick the football. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, muttering profanities.
And I can't believe he didn't withdraw the football at the last second. Classic punchline. Opportunity missed.
That was the first ever Guile flash kick. When Lucy takes the ball away and he does the somersault kick.
Yeah.
Okay, puts his hood on. But man, that was a mental jab there. Should not play into Darth Marn's Sith game as he dons the evil in this battle.
Fight.
Yeah, I mean, MARN has... We know what he can do. But that said, MARN is the kind of player that on any given day is ridiculous. And some days he's going to be terrible. Some days he is the greatest. You just never know. You just never know. So far, Smug is doing pretty good work. But that said, all Mika needs
this is disgusting.
something.
Get this thing.
Where?
What?
How did he block that? The block.
We had to check if there's a full schedule double auto block. I can't believe a human actually blocked that disgusting setup. That was...
Sometimes in those situations you just commit. You just think, hey, he's not going for a cross up, or he is. You're not trying to react. You're just, you know, you believe one way or the other. The confirm, MARN is going to get most of the way into the corner here. Okay, fully into the corner now. We're seeing a lot of crouch blocking. That's something that MARN can take advantage of. Oh no!
Could have got an Irish rip off of that.
That's, I think, the 4th time he's doing wake up jab. That's something that Karen's going to have to pay attention to.
Conversion. Oh!
Into what? The cross-up of his own! You think Mika's the character with the tricky cross-ups? No, she's not the only one.
Wow, a little wink there from Smoggles.
Like I said, MARN doesn't really believe in himself this weekend. That's what he said anyway. You can never really know.
But he certainly did not come into NCR full of confidence. So I feel like despite the...
Yeah, he thought he was going to suck there too.
Lack of self-confidence, he certainly... His game is not affected by confidence. It's affected by crazy... but that has to be a mental guard pick for him to see one of his most disgusting setups guard successfully by Smug.
There's only one person I think he gets mentally guard broken by, and that's Justin Wong. Yeah, other than that, I feel like it's impossible. It doesn't matter to him. Doesn't matter to him. If you block the thing, it's no big deal. He's still going to do unsafe zero lightning regardless. He's still going to do crazy Mika cross-ups. It's just, that's MARN.
Second time he successfully dodged that command throw. Good reactions.
Yeah, I love those air-to-airs. Character in Karen who doesn't really have great anti-airs on the ground. Situational stuff only. The last hit missed, very unfortunate, but at least he's in there.
That's still it, yeah. You can immediate attack, get in without any risk.
Well, MARN's on the ropes.
He looks perpetually jet-lagged. And it is a long way from Vietnam.
Yeah, I don't think he's making that part up. I think that's real.
Yeah. I think it's like a 20-hour flight.
Pressure and hit confirm.
Wow, okay. This might be the sort of crazy that... What? Like that. MARN is now activated Darth Marn.
You think that was it? You think he turned it on?
Or turned it off.
Right, yeah.
Okay, but he's in trouble in the corner here.
Yeah, it looks like the lights are about to go out.
All of the lights. Okay, he's done.
Yeah, and that's that. So MARN makes his own prediction that he's going to lose. And I don't think he even realized that it's over. It's over.
Will he fight for it?
Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Oh, hey! He did it late!
He like dragged his hand.
He did it late. In fact, that's even grosser in a way.
This is true. You nasty MARN.
You don't know where those hands have been. And so if you're going to shake his hand, it's one thing. You know you're getting into it. But if you're expecting that he's going to do the jerk, you know, you can do it without taking much of a risk that you're going to get MARN, that you're going to get whatever these are.
How would you owe us the MARN?
Just don't get involved.
Okay.
That's the best way to deal with MARN. In my playing career, I found that the best way to deal with MARN, don't get involved. Stay away.
Easier said than done. He does have a way of... Wow, the musical chairs. A reversal here. Oh, I'm Mago.
This is winners, and you are right. IFC Yipes, you are seeing it correctly on the stream. Mago is his opponent. The way Yipes got here, in part, was by beating BJ Unchained, who in Northern California has been a terror lately, romping through some of their weeklies with Nuckledu. But it was the Nuckledu mirror match that Mr. Yipes beat him in. Folks might not remember now, but in early SF4, Yipes played it a lot too, and he had a really strong dictator.
Yeah.
He really did. And for a while, he was playing MKX.
Oh, we got coaching.
Okay.
Cosplay and coaching.
Okay. And everybody knows him from Marvel, but he really is a talented overall player. And if he tries to take a game seriously, he's going to be good at it.
This is true. Not yet, says Mr. Magoo. In that nice blazer.
He's looking fancy. When I saw him earlier, he was asleep on the floor. But it looks like he's upgraded. Yeah.
He's like, who is that? I was like, that's a famous wrestler. He's like, okay, and then he went back to sleep.
Oh, really?
I was like,
that's
you
great.
Do not sense the urgency. Cheap is such a harsh word. If you've been playing the FX stock market and held on to your GBP too long, as it has plummeted in the last few days.
That Yipe face is setting up. Look at those eyes. He has one of the top 5 playing faces to me.
Yipes also, I think they were discussing this on the Japanese stream. He has the most physicality, like his presence is felt when you're playing side by side. And that could be very daunting if you're not used to it. Thankfully, Mago, I don't know, this umpteenth time here in America, very used to this style. Whereas in Japan, perhaps they're used to playing head-to-head.
Yeah, I think at this point he's good to go on that. So we're going to see a Karen from Mago. It's a character he's been playing the whole time, and he's one of the first to have optimized that character in a lot of ways. You know, when you see him play, you can count on him to get the good stuff, to have the good setups, to have the combos.
So, yeah, I mean, he's usually a good barometer as to which character is strong. He picked the Sagat, and then he was on Fei Long. I believe the Yang thing was more of a personal choice. Whereas Tokido, you look at him for what is the cheapest character, but the fact that both Justin and Mago very early on landed on Kadeen in the character select screen is a huge testament to how solid of a character she is in this game.
You know, Justin really believes that she's top 3.
Wow, okay, that is an unpopular opinion, I believe.
Yeah, he really does. Corner pressure now from Mago, doing what he needs to do. This has all been a blow-up so far. Maybe a chance.
Hey, what a brilliant punish from Mago.
Looking exactly for that.
Did Yipes also abandon Dictator for Nuckledu, or has he started off with him for the get-go?
I don't think he ever played Bison in this game as a main, yeah.
And there's one character that has been lacking here in the top 64.
Threatening with a dash. Into what? Up close still. No.
Ooh.
Taking advantage. That's
Will
what
he hit? Okay. No. Evil Genius special. He finishes it.
You know, I mentioned the optimization of Mago's Karen, and he knows it's not just his own character, but he knows how many dashes are safe for you to do, how plus you are after whatever thing. your advantage and disadvantage. He's done the work.
Player 2 has a 5-win streak.
Round
Oh yeah? Are we getting,
Oh, he's locked in there.
Fight.
we're getting a run by player 2 right now.
Oh, a little too far was his Seismo. Punished appropriately for it.
The whiff punish, great stuff by Yipes, but that kind of thing has not been consistent for him. Oh!
Yeah.
2016. Now what's Yipes gonna do?
Ball his way out of the corner here.
That white life is still in there. Yipes pressuring. Oh, too far!
Could have punished it! I thought it was a deliberate setup, but there was no follow-through, so perhaps not.
Yipes now playing patiently. At any moment he could come in, or maybe it's Karen who's gonna come in. Ah! Yes, such a good sweep. The safety on that. The range on it. Ah!
Oh!
What patience by Mago as he comes in. Yipes, no. He needs something else, but he feels caged. You notice there's no jumping. It's exactly what Mago wants. He wants the anti-air.
Wow! Oh! Set up the frame advantage with that tick. Got him to the throw.
Round 2. Fight.
Yipes fighting back a little bit. It was good for him that he showed that he could play without jumping. Hey, pressure again? No, this time patient. I don't think Mago was expecting that.
You know, another similarity of Mago and Justin, despite their character choice, is that they really like the game.
That's
If you
true.
speak to them, they're like, I love this game. So I think that type of attitude towards this really makes it easier for them to go into the lab and research, and really showing the results now. Oh!
Well, Yipes is out of there. He can get corner control, but most of this match has been him staying away. Even when he's had knockdowns, they've been blown up a lot of the time. Again, the interrupt. There it is. The hit. Gonna get the corner.
But of course, the
No, very
no
unfortunate for him. He might have been able to take it. He had super. He has V-trigger.
Hi.
Yes.
Perhaps a jump back
Necalli
and
wins.
up, supporting the balloon.
This is the
Thumbs
Okay.
up. They're gonna run this back. This is crazy. This is Yipes on the verge of dispatching. It's considered one of the stronger Cardines out there.
Yeah, just last month, there was a major that was taken by Mago.
Taiwan, I believe.
It sounds right. Aye.
Perhaps a little caught off safely. Getting hit in the air. Could have been a full combo.
Here comes Yipes again. He's only done that 3 times.
Been perfect with it. This time the regular. Oh, wow.
There it is.
This time nothing. Try to bait it out. Nice scratch.
Well, we're seeing much more active stuff from Yipes. Is he trying to turn it on right now?
Oh, had he... That was a difficult jump in to deal with.
At a range where it's kind of hard to know sort of which side she's going to be on.
Oh, wait. Do we have a... Oh, nope. That's all right. Still played on.
Whatever. Oh,
Hi.
nice timing. Yeah, Xiao, next hit could be stunned. Could be the match.
Good break. This is what he needed to get out.
And he chooses to go not only for super in there, but some V-trigger as well. And as a result, he's got the trigger ready.
Half-life taken off, but he has pushed his opponent into the corner.
Mago's in there still, of course. Not count him. I hear strong into.
Strong into trigger. Interesting.
No more V reversal on either side.
I think he'll wait it out. Hi.
Command grab. Yipes needs at least one more thing, but Karen, next hit, she can take it.
Full resources. Woo.
What? Fishing around on Yipes' side too. Nope, he didn't. Cancel it? I can't believe it. He's been so consistent. Yipes still playing this distance game as Necalli. Typically when Necalli gets into crazy mode, he's moving, he's dashing, he's trying to make things happen, and that's not Yipes' style.
Good evasion of the landmines for the most part. 20 seconds in. We have yet to see a time out.
There is one. It's super close on life right now. It's craziness.
Double dash!
They both are whiffing it! He got the grab! What can Yipes do?
Will he run? What is going on? 6 seconds.
Oh, boy. Yipes is unhappy, but Mago is elated, as you can see. And he moves on.
Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, Mago moves on.
So far East Coast prevails over East Coast as he grabs.
You know what Mago's reward is? Is playing against Bunko.
Ooh, okay.
That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. We are going to have a quick break, but you definitely want to stick around because coming up next, some of the matches include Sonicfox versus Hsien Chang.
Sweet.
Winner of that, by the way, will play a strong one. That's going to be Fchamp. So cool little set of players there. And then after that, we'll have Dark Jiwa versus Mono. Stick around.
And we are back. We have not Brexited. We speak American here. There is no English. And we're bringing you that American commentary. And we are digging our way through and solidifying the top 32 of the brackets. It is going to be non-stop action right now versus Chris Targaryen. Breaker of chain combos versus Team Spooky's very own Arturo Sanchez. Okay, he's doing the Hail Mary gesture? Is that, sorry.
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Okay.
This is the match. This is one of the matches that Art hates most. Character matches.
Okay.
This match is one of the tougher ones, certainly, for Dalsum. Ken just has so many different ways in, and once he gets in, it's really hard to keep him out. Look at this. Already.
Like you said.
Already. Yeah, you have to pay attention to the ground. You have to pay attention to the air. When he has EX, you got to look for dive kick.
In your face is Chris T. Just this relentless pressure.
That's the character, and he plays it really well. Okay, Art being much more active than you often see him.
Does Art have someone in the East Coast to practice with that uses Ken?
Yeah, there are definitely good Kens up there.
Sanford?
Sanford is playing Ken, but you know, there are others as well.
Okay. Wow.
Wow, Ken.
It's lit. Both of them getting Curry in a hurry here.
That Great Life was legit right there. And the patience from Art. Still no trigger? Oh, because of that view reversal.
Ooh.
Here it is, though, now. He's going to have EX in just a hot second. And once he does, oh, it is a problem. Well, he gets it. That Great Life pays off.
No, you may not. That move, again, so difficult. But I think it's a fair move in that you can punish it if it's blocked. Wow, finally pursued with that wide arcing here Shoryuken. Covered about 70% of the screen. Okay.
Gets the juggle.
Bleeding in the corner is Arturo.
What a backdash.
A Luffy special backdash into throw. How will he get out? Nice.
Yeah, I feel like Art will take that. Pay the penalty of down strong to get out, sure. But right back in, just like I said, right? You never know when Ken is going to try to get in. Is he going to play patiently and look for the counter pokes, or will he just be in there all of a sudden?
What was that? Preemptive Shuriken didn't hit, but no punish there from Mark. Hey, clocked him.
The big stuff. The overhead. This corner pressure, and it's working.
Done.
It might be. EX Fireball. Oh, no, he doesn't go for that one. Is this enough? Oh, okay. Overhead.
There it is. The guillotine taking it. Art not looking very amused here. Can he activate something younger than the Chris T, who is very young himself?
Art's got to think about it. He has to. It's tough to always be at the right spot. It's tough to always have the solution to either run or dash, or fireball, or EX air hurricane kick. You know, got to pay attention to so much stuff. Jump fierce, jump roundhouse. They're both threats.
What? That's painful.
Here
And one
comes
mix-up
Chris.
from... Wow, that's the best outcome that could have happened.
EX.
Or not for the brash wake-up uppercut and the stun. Building a little meter there. That uppercut. KO. On the ropes here is Team Spooky's Sabin.
He needs a big change. And the thing is, I'm not sure what to suggest. Right. Like, was it going to be run a grab, or was it going to be, you know, run a button, or is it going to be air approach? Hard to keep your eye on all of them. You know, people talk about Ken as having issues, right? Like, sure, button into run is not plus on block, right? It's minus. But there are so many choices that the character has to try to get in that it's you know, you're a human being. Like, you're not going to have all the solutions constantly.
It's doing very well for him. Self this round, but doesn't punish the Aaron Tatsu. But now has to face this corner pressure again.
But Art does have a lot of meter, and he has a trigger on deck. Still has a lot of meter.
No trigger activation. He's on the brink of elimination. And there he burns it.
Oh.
Wow, that slow slide.
And medium kick whiffed? Back medium?
And
yeah, shout outs to Chris. You know, he has really been putting in work. When he first got this character, he thought that Sim beat Ken pretty convincingly, but you know, he's put in a lot of work and he's realized what he needs to do, and I think at this point he's a terror.
As he thanks the man above. Christ Targaryen walks off with the victory. And the person who is widely regarded as the strongest in casuals, Hsien Chang, along with his counterpart Flo.
Yeah, I play both of them in casuals.
They're like invincible in casuals.
It's ridiculous. They're amazing.
So just as you can pull a Flo, so too can you pull a Hsien Chang, meaning collapsing perhaps in the clutch moments. But talent-wise, these two represent the very best. And speaking of one man that has been, if you're wondering why there is no Zenny in the CFN, it's because this man has been collecting all of it. The young Sonic, who is celebrating his 25th anniversary, Sonicfox.
Fresh off of taking another MKX Pro League, fresh off of adding another 6 figures.
You think that is a prop? That's like real fur. Like he could certainly afford to like slay a, I don't know, some creature in the woods that has that.
A blue-haired,
yeah,
something. Not sure Marmosets come stocked with blue hair. No, but he is really among the most talented fighting game players in the world right now.
What does
he's ridiculous.
The Sonicfox say? Twitch better have my money. And he is, I don't know, like the highest grossing earner, certainly on the circuit. Representing one of the weaker characters, perhaps.
He doesn't think so. I've talked with him about this.
Interesting.
And he feels that the character, while certainly not top tier or anything, is good.
That's what Hsien says, despite me trying to convince him.
You just have to play it a weird style, and Sonic has done a lot of work to try to make his very own Fang. When I see a Fang played, and it's played like Sonic, it looks like nobody else. Some of the setups he has are just very strong, and that's the kind of player he is. He's not, you know, he's not used to SF style footsies, right? That's not him. But the setups are strong. The inventiveness is there. Look at that, right?
Wow,
no, that's not
still 8.
Yeah.
Sweet potato.
Safe on block. Oh, that was a button from Sonicfox.
Large Simpson anti-air.
Round 1 going to Sonicfox, the young prodigy. The 18-year-old fresh high school graduate.
I saw a picture of him holding up a diploma. I thought, oh, congratulations, graduating college. No.
No.
He is graduated high school.
Yeah, he was a multi-time EVO winner by the time he was 16. Here's the poison. And he's done a pretty good job of keeping himself safe. A lot of these things, look at this, it's going to hit first. Yep. And he saves the bar. No, it's a free anti-air. Hsien, I really don't like the jump.
On the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of the veteran who has played so many years, being undone by the young upstart. A clash of old versus new, old school versus 16er.
And while Hsien Chang has problems making his talent apparent in tournament, it's the complete opposite for Sonicfox. When it's game time, he shows up. Oh yeah, he has the clutch for sure.
He couldn't even drive clutch. That's how young he is. Or buy a beverage.
No, that's years away.
An alcoholic.
Interesting timing. Yeah. You know, that's how many Nuckedu's played today. Looking for V-trigger as soon as possible.
Wow!
What a timing!
Didn't activate the kick, just lay there, inviting that size mode, and then jumped right over. Did
Yo,
get hit?
that, yeah, I see this. Yeah. That's
nice
such a
weight
strong
to get
trap.
that juggle.
And meanwhile, life is going down, and meanwhile, V-trigger is building for Fang. And meanwhile, here's Nuckelu with a potential approach. Interrupted by crouching short. This has been a clinic.
Round 2. Fight.
Chance, yeah.
Good trade-off there for Fang.
See how insistent Nuckelu is at building the V-trigger. Into what? Oh, he can go low there. He can get combos there. That's a real tricky setup.
Famous for his 50-50s in other games, now becoming built into his Street Fighter gameplay. Putting Hsien Chang in some situations where he needs to guess. Missed anti-air opportunity.
Into what? Again, very safe stuff, and again, that white life is building. There's a low this time.
Not been able to get anything. I've never seen him shut down like this.
There's, again, that poison. Sometimes you're not worried about it, but when you're this low on life, that is super relevant right now. Ooh! White life building. Anything is going to do it at this point. A short, an overhead, a cross up on the ground, and that's it. Sonicfox taking it over Chang. Chang has been eliminated.
Oh, and the flick of the ears.
Well, this is the very next match. So Sonicfox is going to sit. Fchamp is going to play. After this, we'll have Chi-Rithy versus Snake Eyez. We'll have Damdai versus Dogura. And we'll have then Xiaohai versus the winner of Damdai and Dogura.
He certainly, has he decided which school he's going? He certainly paid off his tuition. Oh, has he?
Yeah. He's going to be in New York.
Oh, very nice.
Very smart guy.
Man, what would it be like? Like, he's the new... He has to be the stud on campus. You could Google his name.
Yeah.
I wonder how that affects his
He's
school
talked about
life.
it. Yeah, he's talked about
really?
it. Like, people at school, when he was first starting to win, say,
Yeah.
are you Sonicfox? Are you? And now, of course, everybody knew when he was closer to graduating. And yeah, people are fans of him.
Yes, I definitely want to send my furry pics to his Snapchat. If I... Yeah, he's just a stud on the circuit. At so young in age, displaying such poise on the big stage.
Now, I'm not sure how much experience Fchamp has against Fang, but I can tell you that Sonicfox has really grinded the matchup versus Arturo. And so he knows the Dalsum matchup very well, at least the art style, which is a little bit different than the Fchamp.
Oh, that's right. They play sets together multiple times.
Yeah.
Fight.
So we'll see how it goes. Kind of an even matchup. Fang, once he gets in, can be a terror for Dalsum. He can stand outside and threaten a little bit, but there's this giant mid-range that Dalsum controls well.
Wasn't able to anti there.
The pressure, yeah, that can be strong against Fang as well. He doesn't have a DP. You can get in there. Poison, yeah, just was waiting for it. Poison is still doing its work. It takes a while, but it adds up. Nice movement.
That's high on Fang users' wish list, like Hsien. Users said if Poison just had a little faster, a little more HP decay.
Oh, what an escape! All right, he knows the match.
That was sick.
He knows it.
Oh, and he saved himself, making that slide save. Oh, one last hit's gonna do it. Yep, there it is. And that has been the go-to KO move. I don't think Fang has a legitimate way of punishing them too hard, so...
Yeah, I don't know. Wow, jump pierce hits?
Hooligans in the background yelling that this match sucks. Perhaps not as a little difficult here.
Tried to move, no dice.
Oh,
you know,
that's teleported out of that poison setup from the long range.
It's hard to do on reaction, but as a prediction, you know, you can get in there.
Super plus on that Gale. Still roasting and got hit.
So the answer to the question is, yeah, Fchamp has played this match. He's seen it. He clearly has practiced. He knows what to look for.
Cruising in my foreign as he showed up in E3 in high style with the McLaren.
Fight.
Bloodlight All-Star representing that Hollywood life. I think he's transcended esports. If you show up in a McLaren, like, you're something else. You're F-Sports. Oh, okay,
whoa,
good
okay.
sweep.
Into which side? Great block. Yeah, he definitely knows this character.
Wow, double knee highs, doing football drills on the pitch.
This is one of those matchups where Sim can throw out the trigger like that, and there's no hit that Fang can do. He can escape, but who cares? Not a great use of meter. Great blocking. That Grey Life. That Grey Life. Oh, he was taken off just like that. Excised.
Oh, this looks terrible. Again, just... Okay, wait.
Still possible.
Is it, though? Is it? Wow, look at that. Jumping jab.
As somebody who knows what to expect. I gotta say,
I've never seen that button in that situation.
Right?
Ever.
Yeah.
He knew that he had checkmate. Oh.
I'm very impressed by Ryan's play in this matchup. I didn't know if he had a Fang to train against, but clearly he's got somebody. Slowly approaching now. Finally has the corner. What? Jump roundhouse did the trick?
Yeah, that has actually been a little difficult for Fchamp to anti-air. Wow, okay, escapes the flame. It's not lit.
Safe. Oops. Oh! Not a whole lot he can do in that situation.
Wow!
Whoa! He saw the slide, and he immediately had the adaptation. Remember the slide to escape, that exact same setup from Ryan?
Yep.
This time blown up.
Pando, 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 Pando.
Oh, apparently Fchamp and Sonicfox train online, says Filipino champ, who is listening to me commentate from, I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're
Panda,
here.
Panda, 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 Panda! He's got broads and a lot. Okay, he's getting damage.
Oh. Oh, wow, raw.
Ooh, that whip. Sweep. No punish there. That's not a good trade!
No. Plus on block. Gotta respect it. He does, but the tech, very important.
Oh,
he's gonna get hit!
Interrupted.
And the juggle, it was an overhead or low.
Yep.
And Sonicfox did the red call, so it's 1-1. Nice counter adaptations.
Perhaps getting a heat rash with the furry hood. Is he feeling the pressure?
Round 1.
Has knocks it up even. One apiece. Here in the elimination match.
Oh, nice. Gets through. No counter hits, no combo.
Oh, and great adaptation from Fchamp to use the heavy slide and not keep standing there and pushing himself forward so there's no trade with the poison.
If these two have played a bunch, then it's really interesting to see them still changing things on the fly as they go. Maybe this is like an established circle of options. I don't know. But it's cool to see it happen.
Oh, dominating performance. I feel like people just don't respect poison. You play through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like someone dedicated to their profession. They'll show up on those sick poison days. They don't care. Great spiral.
The patience from Sonicfox. As a result, Fchamp starting things off. Here's poison.
Again, he'll play through it. Bouncing balls. Wimbledon.
Like there's not that much
counter.
you can do to, you know, he's still poisoned there. Down fierce, yes. Into nothing real tricky. Oh, I love that.
Okay, yeah, that was a good chase down. Hi, Haitani.
Look at this.
Drills.
Sonicfox is in there.
Ooh!
Wait,
One more
where?
from stun. Good defense.
Oh, very important.
Against that Marvel defense coming into play here. Ooh!
And the grab, it's a hit away.
What?
But no, it was 2 hits away. Sonicfox thought it was 1 as well. Where is he going? Thought it was cross up.
Will he get it through? Oh, what? No!
What a panic craziness at the end there.
I love the sportsmanship of Sonicfox. He's always so jubilant when he's on stage. You never see him carry any sense of negativity or sorrow. He's living on top of the world. And
Well,
is
why
more than
not?
99% of the chat,
Why
as
not?
he should.
Yeah, he's just going to go over to MKX Top 16 right now and rule
Stay
that.
free,
so it's all
keyboard
right.
warriors.
His very first Street Fighter V major was, well, I guess everybody's. It was final round. But he had only been playing Street Fighter for like 40 days. And he got top 8. And since then, it hasn't been quite the top 8, but he's still a major threat. I mean, how close? It was close, right? To taking out
he was deep into the
major
bracket.
competitor. Yeah, that was for top 32, right? In this super stacked, we talked about who else is top 32. I mean, it's a strong list. So shout-outs to him. Still doing good work. Happy to see more from him in the future, but we're going to get more Fchamp as a result.
Sadly, we will be dead and he'll still be alive playing.
Most likely so. Yeah,
I will watch him from the grave.
We will be in the old folks' home. He'll still be... He won't even be retired yet.
What is dead may never die. Okay, we have a North American matchup. Canada's Chi-Rithy versus Red Bull's Snake Eyez.
From Southern California has gone through kind of a character crisis. Of course, in the last game, he was Zangief. And in this game, he was briefly at the start, and he did some good work, but he just didn't like it. He just really didn't like it. I was hanging out with him at Red Bull Kumite, and after he lost, I don't know if you saw this, he got interviewed.
Yeah. Did he break his controller again?
No, he didn't. It wasn't that, but the interviewer said something like, "What do you think? What's your advice to people who are getting into fighting games?" And his advice was like, yeah, it was almost that. It was pick a character who's not going to limit you.
I like it.
Because he just lost with Gief. So for him, the Gief choice, I think, is not that great, just based on what his style is. I really like the Ryu for him. But hey, it's going to be Gief versus Chun-Li. Of course, Chun-Li. Of course, I was trying to think to myself,
Chi-Rithy.
Who would Chi-Rithy play in this game?
He
And
played
of course it's Chun-Li.
Chun in third. Maybe dabbled with her in the life of Street Fighter 4, but very familiar with this character.
Yeah, look, whoever's good. That's all.
Round 1.
You can count on it.
Fight.
You know, this match, I feel like it's really not that bad. I don't think that Gief wins it.
Really? You can't say that about many matchups for Gief.
Oh, not really. Okay. I feel like he loses slightly to a lot of the cast, and the bigger problem is that he doesn't beat characters rather than he gets dunked by everybody.
Ooh!
But yeah, I feel like his footsie game actually is super legit against Chun-Li.
Is this Alpha 3 Gief? Like, this should not be happening.
No, I think it's legit.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I do think Chun wins the matchup, but it's really down to this mid-range game, and there you go.
Nice lariat combo to end it.
How about those forward fierces? Those are nice. Some headbutts causing damage.
Oh! Winded it up. Wow, okay, some Street Fighter 4 medium punch chops.
Yeah, they both have great normals. Okay, attempted air to air, so we're seeing some attempt at a choice.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
what?
Walk
Did
forward!
He walk forward?
Beautiful, not quite dead, but so close. What can Chi-Rithy do? Well, he can do something in the second game. If he can, he's gonna try. But that was a quick one.
Sonya wins.
Banging on my chest. Okay. Wow. If there's anyone that could make Zangief work, it is certainly Snake Eyez,
Round 1.
who has prevailed through
Fight.
design flaws and I think like grappler prejudice on Capcom's part, and yet here he is, up one match against a very strong opponent in Chi-Rithy.
I just don't think this match is that bad.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
Oh, flexing on. He wants those Instagram likes. What can Gief do to counter TK legs?
You can do jab, you can, if you have trigger, you can hold the full V-skill. You got some stuff.
What is this?
What a confirm.
2 hits to confirm that.
Round 2.
So it's match point, just like that. It's been 3 straight rounds. It's been a blow-up. Chi-Rithy, we need something else. We need to see more pressure. As a Gief player, what I'm worried about... No, that shouldn't work. It's a corner thing only.
Yeah.
As Gief, I'm worried about Chun-Li's pressure. The pressure is good. The mid-range, the footsies, I think it's not that big of a deal. But in this kind of situation, Gief doesn't have a quality lariat anymore. He doesn't have a hit invincible grab anymore. It's only throw invincible. So this is the stuff. I want to see more of this from Chi-Rithy.
No punish on this either.
No, can't do
And
it.
the evasive jumping jab.
Final round.
So representative of this game. Okay. Plus on the head. Wow, use the EX perhaps to grab, use a hit invincibility. Ooh,
Okay.
keeping her
Check
on
out
the
that
ground.
orange. Oh, the lack of quick ride.
Wait, this isn't a hit, full hit. Wow, he chased the backdash. These confirms are so clean.
Oh, Chi-Rithy's in a bad spot. And if he does fight out, like I said, I really want to see more pressure. I don't want to see this mid-range. It's clearly not working out. I don't know if we're going to get the chance. You're not going to. Snake Eyez
If there is
takes
one
it.
thing more deadly on that Brazil stage than Zika Fires, it is those SPDs that spell the end of Chi-Rithy. So yeah, there we go. We had a lot of character variation towards the end. A lot of Fangs who are considered, you know, towards the bottom of the spectrum of the character, you know, tier charts. But a lot of tiers were drank by Zangief of his opponent. So interesting stuff. We can see that, like you said, I take back my words. That did not look as bad as it does on paper.
It's the pressure. It's the pressure. When she beats Gief, It's because she has great pressure, I'm telling you.
We saw that in one of the rounds. It was dominant.
Only one. Only one. I wish we had seen more of that from Chi-Rithy, but we didn't get a chance to see that. We're going to have, eventually, Damdai versus Dogura. We're going to have Xiaohai versus the winner of that. Just to briefly talk about who is in the top 32 so far.
Okay.
We want to get through some of these. We're going to have them tomorrow's. XSK Samurai versus Infiltration will be one.
Ooh.
Goichi versus Justin Wong.
Go one.
Flash against Kazunoko.
Ooh.
Ludovic versus Tokido. Interesting. All of these are North America versus East Asia.
That's how we like it.
It's always cool to see. Then we're going to break that with Onuki versus Haitani.
Ah, okay. Finally some
Japan.
countrymen kill.
Then we're going to have Daigo and Stupendous. That's something I'm really looking forward to.
Stupendous cream.
Stupendous Geef. And then Punko versus Mago. And we're going to have Nuckledu against Momochi. That is winner's side. A lot of those are, you know, you can tell the strength of this tournament by the fact that some of those matches are happening in top 32. Not in top 8, not even in top 16, but relatively early compared to lots of other events.
Level of difficulty at a premiere is particularly why the more savvy and well-traveled players like, you know, the Hsien and Justins will go to a ranking event, particularly to avoid this type of top 32.
Yeah.
This is why we saw Hsien in Russia.
Right.
We've seen Justin as far-flung places as... Did he go to South America this year?
Yeah,
he went to Brazil!
Yeah, he won the ranking there, and he's going to be in the Latin American ranking final.
Just as Hsien will be in the European regional final.
Yeah.
So a rule that had been designed to thwart these players from going into foreign territories and mopping up these points has not dissuaded, you know, at least these two. I wonder, I would like to see their passports and see how many stamps they have.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're not the only ones. I know that Christitarian has also qualified for the Latin American finals. There's one other, I think it might be Snake or something. Yeah. But they're not the only one. Yeah, the attempt was to make it so that it's just those regions, right? Like, you want to have regional people in Capcom Cup. You want to have somebody from each different part of the world. And I like that idea, but it really hasn't been playing out as they might have thought.
No.
At least not so far. We'll see once it gets to, you know, those actual regional finals. Maybe it's the case that Hsien loses. Maybe it's the case that Justin Wong and Christitarian lose. You know, maybe they lose to somebody who's local. But so far, it's looking like the system is being dominated, but still by North American, European, and East Asian.
So if you win a qualifier in England, do you still go to the European,
you know,
regional finals, or are they DQ'd from the CPT?
Here's the thing. Just because Doggerland sunk underneath the ocean doesn't mean that it's not Europe. Okay, so they're still in Europe. But they're not Doggerland. Okay. It was what used to connect the UK with
the Guilty Gear
Britain
finals.
No, but they're still in Europe, so it's like, you know. Look, hey, Norway. Yeah. Not in the EU. Phenom is from Norway. So Phenom is in European, but he's not European Unionin.
Unionin? Is that like the
just making it up on the fly, man.
Gabriel
I'm just making it up on the fly. That's what we have to do now. It's a new world. We have to make it up on the fly and see how things go over there in that continent.
Well, I certainly hope they continue. They do lovely footage out there in the WSO sessions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't know what's going to.
It's gonna be a crazy time for sure. But
just to say, God save the Queen.
Oh yeah, well she's gonna have 2 countries that she'll rule in pretty soon. Number has dropped.
Yeah. No, I really wonder about EGX.
Significant.
Like, that's another premiere. Oh no, is that a ranking? I'm not sure about that. But yeah. But this certainly has been, I don't know, whoever walks out of this can rightfully claim that they walked through hell.
Yeah, that's how CEO always is, right? The last couple years have been like that. It's been one of the biggest in the year. People from all over the world come here. Huge tournaments. And everybody wants to try. Look, obviously you want to win the money, you want to win the bonus, etc. You want to get CPT. But it's also just a great opportunity to try out for EVO. You come here a month before EVO and you say, hey, what's my status? How am I doing? What do I need to work on? And so you come here and you try things out, you figure out what you need to work on, and when it comes to EVO, the idea is that you're ready.
You're ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yet, despite that, a lot of players such as Infiltration and Daigo say they are not yet ready for Evolution in recent interviews. So it's going to be an exciting time. There is no like favorite ever going in.
So we were going to have Dogura.
Which you said, or like...
a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it was going to be Dogura versus Damdai, and then Xiaohai would play the winner.
I see.
Unfortunately for us, but shoutouts to him, Dogura is in the grand finals of Gear.
GG.
And so he's going to be busy with Guilty Gear. As a result, we're not going to get a chance to see him right now, but I think we have something else prepared instead. Let's check it out.
Do we? Okay.
And this is something we saw earlier. This is... okay, yeah, here we go.
Chang. Ooh. Versus Memers here.
Yeah, we saw this. There was a lot of good play. That's for sure. Yeah, look at that. Great confirm. There were things, you know, Alex ended up losing to Momochi, but I was impressed by his Cammy today.
You know, Flo's talked a lot about his performance in pressure situations. Has Hsien ever, like, disclosed what's going on in his mind? Because
Hsien used to be up there. Hsien represented the U.S. at a couple of major things back in the day. And Third Strike.
He didn't, like, bang the machine or, like...
Yeah, he was back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Alex. You know, he's really been grinding. He's really been leveling up. Shoutouts to him. He's got a bright future.
Getting sponsor can do that for you. Now you have you know, professional motivation to perform well.
This was a Fang versus... Oh, that's right. This was Infil versus Snake Eyes. I saw those names at the top, and I thought, no, it's probably not the right one. But no, that was
a battle of the sub-characters.
Yeah, that was wild.
And there he sticks to his main guns. Wow, he was close to getting defeated.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Light kick, overhead. Nice block, and then his own overhead. I love that exchange.
Yeah, and then the interruption. That's right. I remember that. That was really interesting. Really interesting choice. It was a good match. I really like the Nash pick. Of course, his Nash is great, but the character matchup, I think, is good for him, too.
YOLO-tration.
Cool to see him press buttons after forward strong, because even on hit, it's just even. You know, neither character has the advantage necessarily.
Got out of danger there. Oh! I think there was another... Okay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Good match from those two. And this was a nail-biter as well. Tokido versus Arturo.
I know Art was so upset on Twitter when he lost this one and he lost right after that. And
yeah.
He was looking good for most of the day, and then he ran into two players who he couldn't get on top of.
And they, according to him, they had played very close sets off-stream in Japan. So he wasn't caught by surprise. You know, just the better man prevailed, at least for this day. I love this oral setup. Yeah,
right. So I was talking about this briefly, right? If there's no screen movement right there, and if Ryu had been blocking, that was just so good. It was so unfortunate for him that played out like that. But there are cool tricks that Sim can do where he actually pushes his opponent away from the super long enough to get cool stuff. It's not just a true block string.
I see. Oh, here was another nail biter, I believe.
Yeah, this turned into a scramble, I think, at the end. Was that this one?
And
things just went south. Oh, that's right.
That was such a good read from him to go for the instant jump attack, but the limb just caught that fireball. And here again was another scramble. Was this the uppercut?
Oh, man, yeah. This Art felt so bad.
Ume Shoryu in 3,
yeah, this is it.
2, 1.
Yeah, that's it.
A Tokido Shoryu.
Tokido looking like one of the best Ryus, maybe the best Ryu right now. You know, he just
many people would not argue that claim. Yeah. And he certainly, I don't expect, with the real estate market as hot as it is for professional FGC players, they're just getting snapped up.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to remain on the free agent status for very much longer.
If he wants to, that's it, right? Yeah. It's like Bonchan wasn't immediately. He could have been picked up before, but he waited until something.
He chose abstinence.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the last two, which, again, are going to be Dogura versus Damdai, and then winner of that will play against Xiaohai. We'll be back with that after this.
Stick around.
Welcome back to the sweltering palace of CEO 2016. I'm Ultra David.
And I am a melting Zeep.
Yeah, it's warm. It's warm. But there are 2 more matches left that we have to do before we skedaddle for the night. We have to wait. We had to wait on a man who just did pretty well in Guilty Gear.
He was too good for his own. He's too good for us.
Yeah,
so
hey.
That's why he dragged it out. Just winning that Animu and then coming back to the 2D land here. And gracing us with his presence is Dogura, and his opponent will be from the East Coast, Damdai.
Yeah, Damdai, a strong U.S. player. He was one of the best in Super Turbo for a little while. He was, well, you know, he brought over a lot of ideas that had been happening in Japan for a while, but that we hadn't really adopted here until he did it.
Take note of Dogura's jacket. It's Jespa, which is the official esports organization of Japan.
No way, do they? It's like Kespa, but it's a J?
Yeah, like Kespa, but Jespa.
I've never heard
Can
of
you
it.
sense that creativity? Now, he is funded by government money to destroy Gaijin.
I need to talk with him because that sounds like a fascinating conversation.
I
want to, well, he probably doesn't know about the legalities of it, but I want to be like, what are the fundings?
So this week, previously they had a nationwide tournament. Who would represent Japan at CEO? And he won the Guilty Gear tournament, which is why he's here.
Okay.
Of course, he's also moonlighting and doing very well for himself here at Street Fighter. But just so you know, while our government is as divisive as ever, Japan is sending ninjas over to America to take the Gaijin money. And here he is against one of America's OG players in Damdai.
Yeah, very strong Ryu, you know, and of course, the strength of Dogura is apparent. In SF4, it was, and in Gear, it is, and in Blaze Blue, like, he's just, in a bunch of different games, he has had success on the biggest of stages. So we're in losers, so loser of this is out of here. Winner of this, though, will play against Xiaohai for the right to move on into top 32.
Did Damdai not play, like, O-Ryu in ST? I feel like...
Yes, he did in ST.
Okay,
yeah.
so, woo. Nice corner push here. Such a needy setup from Nuckledu.
Oh, wow.
What was that?
Well, that happened, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, he played old Ryu because old Ryu had an unblockable. If you did a hurricane kick from the air as a meaty, it was unblockable sometimes. And I don't mean like it was a cross-up. I mean, he just couldn't block it.
Do you know how esports Japan has become? The term esports is trademarked.
What?
By Jespa.
Oh, no.
They own the word.
Why not?
Esports,
I guess. Why not? Well, I love that first round. It was a mistake, I would imagine, by Dogura to bring out that DP. Yep. But other than that, things were pretty good. I don't feel like he was at much of a loss. There's a lot of fundamentals coming out of Damdai's side right there. Very strong mid-range control. His anti-airs have been on point. But you can never count out V-Trigger Nuckledu. You just don't know when he's going to go nuts. Super? No, he saved it? I'm surprised. Here's a chance, though.
Yeah, that was probably a mental lapse on Damdai's part, as he would have taken the round, but still gets it anyway.
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot.
So Eita, also from the team Hail Mary, which is what HM stands for, is coaching his teammate. So he has to switch off his Guilty Gear mind and get into Street Fighter mode quickly.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Going from waifus to husbandos so quickly, back to back. I like how Damdai is checking the forward movement of Dogura with that standing heavy kick.
And on Damdai's side, there's been very little forward movement. He's just picked the spot on screen and he's fought for it really well.
Solid fundamental play that he's been honing for well over 10-15 years now.
Patient. Oh, he comes in! Yes! Now, what can Dogura do? First time he's been in...
Wow!
Oh, look at that orange.
In the corner.
Oh, that was enough? Oh my god. Will he die? Will he die?
Faster.
No. Save the bar.
Than the Sterling. Okay, wait a minute. No, it doesn't get a crush counter. Wow, he jumped out of the top two.
Okay.
That was supposed to beat the jump back as well.
I would think so. He just got super. He's going to use it.
Really? Yes, he does.
Point just like that. A mistake by Dogura, and it cost him. Cost him dearly.
Round 2. Fight.
This begs the question, should the US start its own esports association and send people overseas For the pride of America. Okay, nice
All
read.
right. Yes, and that was the tippy toe of the crouching medium kick. Good stuff.
Oh,
Not
no
punished.
punish.
We're not seeing maximum Dogura right now. He's gonna have to recover right quick. Still has corner control. Backs off. I wonder if he's looking for super. Yeah, there's the stab.
How difficult do you think it is just to go from one game to another? You had fought tooth and nail against Kazunoko, and now has to play against Damdai in a completely different game.
For sure. Oh, nice. Here he comes. This extended corner pressure has been legit.
Keeping him in there.
He lives. Damdai lives.
Whoa, what was that, do you think?
Stand short.
Okay.
Short hurricane. Super was the intention for the game, for the match.
Right, he would have had the critical guard after that.
Yes.
Twice now has he missed an opportunity to close out with that. Wow. Far range sweep. Keeping him in the corner. Perhaps he's found his Street Fighter rhythm.
Oh, just like that, it's corner for Damdai.
Surprisingly relinquish his corner control so easily.
Oh,
punish! Again, not the optimal punish.
Yeah, interesting that that didn't hit.
Great. Cross under.
You know, the super, I believe, from you is also 4 frames, so if you're having a loss for getting the stand short punish, you can just
do a
smash
raw
out super.
CA.
Yeah. You can punish Necalli's stand roundhouse, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh, the interrupt! But no trigger yet for the cancel.
Didn't have enough, for the trigger. Trying to build it up now, though. Great stagger. Still doesn't give him the life lead. A raw activation.
Dogura, anything is going to do it if he finds any hit.
Oh!
There it is.
Goodness. Do you think if Necalli's hair wasn't such a visual distraction that he'd be as strong as he is in the tier list?
Does that bother you?
I am getting, it's reminiscent of Blanca's Alt 2, I think.
I gotta tell you, I never noticed it.
Okay, you do not suffer from epilepsy as I do.
I didn't like the Blanca thing, but I've never noticed his hair. Like, I have to specifically pay attention to it.
Oh, okay, 1 of 1 for the yellow uppercut.
Damdai's let a lot of those crouching medium kicks into stomps work, you know, without any kind of interruption.
Damdai almost shades of ST, just zoning out his opponent.
Oh,
that's
boy.
Punished. Normal throw, retains corner control. His opponent does not bite, stays grounded. No Shoryuken from Damdai.
Nice buttons. We're seeing Dogura wake up. That first game, he was playing Guilty Gear still. Here's Damdai.
There's that OS jump back.
Crouching Fierce, huh? Looking for what, I wonder? Oh! And he just built it! It's not enough! But he can't throw fireballs, that's for sure.
Will he test the reactions of Dogura and Chaka Hadouken?
Oh,
and he won't even need to. Empty jump low into EX ground pound, and he is laughing at the situation himself. His opponent has awoken, like Necalli, and activated the real life. Okay, but the uppercut's still on point for Damdai.
He's been good on that.
Just a really solid Ryu play. No, okay. Abuse of the fast dash.
Dogura's working on the corner here. Yeah, he has it. Yes, and harassing well. You know, he's picking much better buttons than he was at the start of the set. The anti-air was not there for maybe the first time. And instead, it's on Dogura's side. You can see a big switch in how these two are playing.
Just to get himself out of the corner. Wise choice there.
Hold on!
Ooh.
That had been EX.
Nice.
Instead, it's a panic out, and it worked.
And he's going to let his stun meter deteriorate for a while, perhaps.
Super is ready. And Dogura find a way. You know he wants to stab in for down medium kick stomp. You know he's looking for it. You know he's looking to react.
He has a CA on him.
Yeah, I was just going to say he could go for it. Of course, there's no view reversal while Necalli has
I like that.
trigger. It's an expensive round, but it's a round. And as a result, match point for both.
Final round. Fight.
of an offensive approach, maybe? I wonder if that's the adaptation here, the very last round.
But now starting off with a disadvantage, at least in the meters. Will he be able to build it back up?
Good timing.
Quintuple dash into command throw.
Yes, good timing. Very even in life.
Again, it's a tale of the gauge. Oh, nice. I like that toss from above.
But it did give the V trigger.
Raw activation.
Interesting timing, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the escape. No Dragon Punch anti-air. And just like that, Damdai's back to far away.
Oh, testing his reactions.
Damdai very insistent on being outside of that range. Doesn't want to be inside the dash range. That's danger zone. Hey, he's in.
Ooh,
He's in.
Push out. Nice.
Dogura, can he find a way? Can he get in?
Keeping him at bay. Wants to burn the meters to push out.
And no anti-air. He was looking too hard at the ground,
What?
Dogura was. And there's the round for Damdai. And he eliminates Dogura, who won Guilty Gear. But
American
is not going to have the same in
soil.
SF5.
Esports soil has been protected. Jespa's grand plans have been, at least for Street Fighter, though we were not able to protect Guilty Gear. So Damdai moves on, and his present is to fight against the Mercurial Xiaohai, all the way from China, representing Qanba.
When
Douyu.
Xiaohai came into this game, I was hoping that he would shed that problem that he has of sometimes being fantastic, and sometimes he's just not really there. And he hasn't. Still, sometimes he seems amazing. Sometimes he 7-0'd whatever the tournament was, the round robin, just recently in East Asia.
The U-League?
He went 7-0. He just looked fantastic.
And that, by many measures, was one of the most difficult tournaments.
Yeah.
Everyone invited there was, you know, an all-star caliber player.
Yeah.
And he was not, even himself would not put himself as one of the favorites, and he walked out of there as a champion. And he said in his championship speech, I haven't been in first place for a very long time. This feels very different. It's very refreshing to be back on the top.
I bet.
Ooh,
well, he's in losers here because he lost to stupendous Zangief in winner's side.
That's crazy.
Qanba, Douyu, Xiaohai, and Damdai. Kami versus Ryu. That's what it's going to be.
Now, I forgot what happened in the U-League between him and Daigo Ryu. Let's see if Damdai can make a difference here in the last match of the day.
You know, I'm impressed always by his reactions, and in this game, the way that shows up is Dragon Punch through fireballs. You can Dragon Punch.
Yeah.
You can Dragon Punch at half screen through fireballs.
He's been doing that.
Yeah, he has.
No matter how mighty number 9 frames is claimed, he still has the fastest reactions in the business.
Okay, the interrupt and no rest of the thing. I guess he wouldn't have gotten too much.
Damdai unable to react there.
No anti-air, can't believe it.
Curious. Good stagger.
A lot of stray hits. You know, neither one really able to fully exercise his will. But Xiaohai is moving forward very consistently. The defense by Damdai, but that just means you're taking Gray life. Look at that. All that Gray and it's gone just like that. And now the corner. Xiaohai fished for it.
Oh, an errant release.
No! That could be the round. Should be, really.
Yeah,
it is.
And he completes his...
That's a big drop by
combo.
Damdai. To have started with 1 round up would have been a big news for him.
And he is no stranger to double tapping from ST. Not sure why he had dropped that combo at such a critical juncture in the match. Oh my goodness! Oh no, and stun.
Looking good for Xiaohai, that's for sure. Super, yes. Is that gonna be it? Might be. Hey, Kami. What a first game. And there, it could have been different. You know, of course, if Damdai had actually punished, that could have been different. But that round right there, that was a blow up.
Look at the sea of people in the back. Faithfully watching the last match of the night, at least here on Capcom Fighters. Who will make it out to top 32? Damdai America or Qanba, Douyu, Xiaohai from China.
Interesting start. No, but the punish, that was not a combo.
Yeah, you cannot
Dragon Punch,
Hadouken your way out in the corner. Ooh!
What timing?
A dash with punish. What? Okay.
Anything. Oh, the anti-air, of course.
Building maximum gauge before he takes that round.
Okay, this looks tough. And it's not, look, obviously the player's fantastic, but the character matchup looks tough to me.
On Ryu's end?
On Ryu's end.
Especially when you're facing a player like Xiaohai that can visually hit confirm off a low medium kick into the drill. Yeah, you cannot jump back against him. He had missed it the first 2 times. It's not going to give you a
very
chance.
same series. I don't think it's going to kill this time, but it might. And even if it does, he's in such a good position. Yeah, not quite.
Oh, what?
What?
I think he's going to recover in time.
No, can Damdai work with this?
He needs to get...
He needs a big opening for the V-trigger, that's for sure. Oh, no!
Wait. Oh, but
he
no
got
crush
baited.
Punish.
So Xiaohai is currently in react mode. Yeah, that means you got to do stuff. Oh, look, here's one thing about Xiaohai I'll tell you, is you know when he's in I'm looking to react mode, and when he is, that's all he's looking for.
He wants to show off his...
Yeah. And if you take advantage of that by heading in there and just buttonsing all day, I feel like that I've seen a lot of strong players do that as sort of a counter to that.
A very wily play from Damdai, knowing that the brash Xiaohai would reveal himself, but didn't capitalize as much, didn't get a crush counter that he really needed, and didn't get a chance to activate his V-trigger. So,
in that match, that and in the first game, 2 huge punishes that Damdai could have had that really could have changed everything. And I feel like he left a little bit on the table. But as Xiaohai, apart from those 2 things, he just played fantastically. Some of those rounds, everything worked right. He got in, he was harassing at the right ranges, anti-airing, everything was there.
So I don't think there are any surprises here in the top 32 going into tomorrow. Everyone here fought and walked through Dante's circles of hell to get here. But who do you see as coming out on the top? Who's playing spectacular this weekend that is unstoppable, or is it an open playing field?
You know, I told you that a buddy of mine talked about this amongst ourselves. Do I think it's going to be Infiltration or the field? That is to say everybody else.
Tokido and Infiltration on field.
Our discussion was Infil over the field. Personally, I would take the field. Would I take the field versus Tokido? I'm not as sure. I'm not as sure. That seems like a real tough one to me. But I would say that the ones... Infiltration, having seen the replay of the Fang, I don't know. The Nash was good, but the Fang was maybe not quite up to it.
Cute, and I think paying homage to his teammate Hsien, who is resting back home before Evo. So
but Tokido, I'm always very impressed by.
Yes, Tokido has been, finding himself in 2nd place. We'll see if that narrative continues. It certainly has been for the first 2 majors, premieres at least. But we will see you tomorrow at high noon. Our Overwatch has ended. We are signing out from Capcom Fighters. Thank you very much for watching today.